Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Sharp Talk. Today it's just me and Alex here at the very beginning. We got a couple other guys joining in here soon. Everyone's running a little bit late with all the Blade Show stuff going on. Steve's still at Blade Show, so we're not sure if he's going to join mid-episode or not, but
he's getting replaced.
He's getting replaced by BJ again. So basically, today's topic is going to be Blade Show itself, since we will have plenty to talk about from that. First off, we're going to talk about what's in our pockets.
Oh.
So, Alex, what do you got?
So, in my pocket today, I carried this Michael Ziba Copper S4, which is a make from, I want to say, I think it was about maybe year and a half ago these came out, or I might be undershooting it. I think a year and a half ago or something like that. And funny thing is I sold my original Copper S4 that I bought, so I bought this other one off Jim Skelton, and I'm kind of glad I did because it looks identical to mine, except it's got rose gold inlaid into the clip. This is called the Angry Bird model, and it's got some skulls inlaid in the back, and it's got Memento Mori inside the back spacer. So pretty cool knife, AEBL. You can hear it close. It has a really nice snap to it. Typical Michael Ziba, perfection. And that's what I got.
Perfect. I still got the large Nkosi in my pocket. It's been one of my favorites.
Big surprise, Tom.
I know, but BJ and I were doing some testing on Maximet here recently, and I really think, even though I just did a full 3 months of carrying my Maximet Native, after BJ and I's testing on this, and some advice from Triple B, I really do think that this is going to be in the pocket a lot more, honestly, for what I use my knives for. I won't spoil any of the results, but basically what kind of happened was when I tested it, I went up to my 1200 grit ceramics on my Wicked Edge, and Triple B posted a micrograph of Maximet. You could see like the carbides and everything, and it looked awesome.
I saw that.
And so I commented and asked, he said something about ceramics and you losing performance using ceramics. And I asked, if that was an issue, if, even if it was just a finishing stone. He said there was really no reason to, and I probably was losing a little bit of performance. And then BJ did a test before I was able to, and he got an absurd number, but we all know he probably has the hardest production knife out there right now.
69 HRC.
69 is fucking crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try just a straight diamond progression, just like he did. He went up to a 600 grit and then dropped down to 4 micron CBN. I'm lucky enough that I got the exact same setup as far as the grits and everything go, and I tested, and our test results, I won't spoil the feet that Maximet cut, but our difference was only 3%. So we backed up the result between us.
That's pretty cool.
It was awesome. It was very impressive. The stuff is just stupid.
So
it's so stupid.
So Tom,
Mm-hmm.
the sharpening techniques you use increase the performance dramatically?
It did seem like it, yeah. Doing just a strictly diamond progression,
yeah.
Instead of diamond to 1200 grit ceramics, I think I lost a little bit of performance with the ceramics because they're not quite as hard as the vanadium and tungsten carbide that's in Maximet.
Got it.
And it was actually kind of crazy to see that, so it was super cool.
Very, very cool. When are you sending yours to Kurt to see what your HRC's at?
Soon. BJ and I were actually talking about that. He goes, well, now you got to send it to Kurt to have it tested, right? I'm like, but I want to carry it.
But if you're within 3% of BJ's, chances are yours is probably really high too.
I'm thinking mine's 68 to 68.5, maybe 69 as well.
Yeah.
Because that would be insane.
I'll probably go out and buy a native if that's the case.
Dude, it's so funny too because I've never bought an extra like backup of a knife, but this is one I'm like, I kind of want to buy like an extra one or two just to have laying around.
Yeah.
because it's just incredible stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Ezekiel says, can he see that Zeba and show the backspacer?
For sure, for sure. So here's the blade. It's AEBL.
That's badass. I love the harpoon there.
If you guys notice, this polished edge right here on the knife is done by the maker. It's not done by me. And it is perfect, and it is razor sharp. Scale on the show side. Let's see if I can get a little light reflecting off of it. And then the clip, what the knife is most well known for, with the red eyes for the screws.
Does he still do that, Alex? Does he still do the skull clips like that?
He doesn't make this knife anymore.
So he's not doing that kind of clip anymore.
No. But he does other clips, though. He does like Devil's Tail, Angel Wings, stuff like that. And there's a bunch of skulls, all engraved, wraps all the way around. And then I don't think I can get enough light, but on the inside of the scales, it says Memento Mori right inside. And you can even tell, like, what I like it when makers do this. You see how the lock bar relief is on the inside, not on the outside? That's like a nice touch. You know what I mean?
I think that's where it should be.
Yep, me too.
Just like that.
Exactly. And then,
it doesn't mess up your ergos that way.
Yep. And then for those people that think this clip is too gaudy, he includes another clip in there. And he includes a lanyard bead with a Angry Bird skull. It's kind of like to match the clip, which is pretty cool. So
he has some really unique style. I really like some of his stuff. I like that one that you have, the Catacombs one.
Oh, yeah.
That one's crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just crazy to me, too, because like the details there that the average person isn't going to see, you can't really capture that in pictures unless you disassemble the knife.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why I took pictures and I saved those pictures, because I only disassembled and cleaned it once.
It's so incredible.
Take it apart. Yeah, the S5. And that's a collaboration with Jason Knight, which is another maker of knives that I really love. So I wish he was on Forge and Fire again, man.
I know, that was pretty good.
As a judge.
He was pretty cool on there.
He would come out with his kilt, you know, with his balls like flaring everywhere and just whacking the shit out of knives.
G says he's ready. I'm going to add him to the call. So, have you added anything recently, Alex?
2 knives this week.
Oh, yeah? What'd you get?
Hey, there he is. There he is. Everybody, welcome. Gerald's finally here. We missed you last week, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
No, that's fine, man. I just letting you know that we missed you.
Oh, thanks.
My boss listens to the podcast. He says you're his favorite. I'm not even his favorite. Can you imagine that? You're his favorite. So, yeah, but you're my favorite too, G.
And maybe I should come work where you work then.
Oh, yeah. You make good money. Shitty hours. You know, dream.
I don't even remember what you do.
I'm a service writer for a Volvo dealer. So when your car breaks down, you come and see me, and then I try to get you for every penny on your repairs on your car.
Yep, one of those guys.
Yep. But I'm actually an honest one.
Oh, there's plenty of honest ones.
Like, for example, like, I have customers that when I met them, when they first bought their first car, they were just a couple. And then now they came out, they come, a year later and she's pregnant. And then, 6 years later now, like the kids are walking, talking, and jumping on my lap at work. So,
yeah.
with those kind of relationships, you can't screw those people over. You just got to make sure their car runs good and you take good care of them.
No, it's weird like that where I work too, because I worked there more than 10 years now, and some of these people had kids, after I started working there, and now their kids are like 7, 8, and it's just kind of weird.
It is. It's a trip. So, what you carrying, G?
Well, I was going to carry something else, but since it's pouring today, I went with the lightweight XHP Mannix.
Nice. Big surprise, a Mannix.
Yeah, and I have.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a Tucson?
Yeah, K1 M390.
Nice.
Josh is for testing.
So, isn't that supposedly 61 HRC?
Look, without giving it away, I did already run a fine edge run on Ryan's Riot. I can't remember the model. I know the name. I even asked Josh a couple days ago. He told me again. I forget. It is already really close to the 62 HRC just in the initial fine edge.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's a Riate.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. So we were talking about you came right on time. We're talking about what's new. You get anything new?
No. Well, yeah, I did pick up an SE3 to run against Rat 3.
Oh, nice. Actually,
I'd
in that little thing.
I've never tried either one, but I have a couple of SE Azula 2s, and one of them, even though I had it tested, it was like 56.5 HRC. It's super soft when you sharpen it, and I swear if I take it to work and I make like 3 or 4 cuts, it's either rolled or it's dull.
Wow.
So I figured I'd try with 2 that are close together and in size and everything, and in age, and see how they actually do.
Where's your mask?
I'm wearing it, buddy. I got my soul mask on.
Ah, man. Come on. You're like Nick Shabazz, you come in, Nick goes with a Batman mask. You have the mermaids,
Well, hold on. Oh, wait. Here we go.
What do we got?
Oh, hold on.
All right, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know how well you can hear me through this, though.
No, you don't have to keep it on, man. I just needed like something just to enjoy, but that's a good one. Where are you getting all these masks?
Dude, most of them my kids have. They've got over the years for different stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I see BJ's about to hop in.
There he is.
There he is. What's up, BJ?
How y'all doing?
Good.
Killing, man.
Killer.
He's already throwing a cigarette in the burner.
All right, Alex. We haven't heard what you got new yet.
Oh, so yeah, we were just talking about what's new. Hey, BJ, what are you carrying in the pocket right now? We're catching them all up, Tom.
Hell yeah.
S90V carbon fiber Mannix. Just picked it up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Yeah.
already been modified to the end of the world and back too.
Nice. How'd you modify it?
I got rid of that peel ply carbon fiber texture, sanded all that off, got rid of all the jimping. Well, knocked all the jimping down what I could, and kind of crowned the spine just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, I can barely see it there. Yeah,
Let me see.
that's always tough on Skype.
Let me see the scales. That does look cool, actually.
Yeah, it come out pretty good, man.
It did
I'll
come
send
out
you a
nice.
picture before and after later.
You should take those to like a super high grit finish, like mirror polish them bitches.
I got that, and then I got my 44 GC 44 today.
So if there's any women on the podcast, their panties are gonna fly off when they hear your southern accent, man. So, ladies, hang on to your panties.
You can mail them to me. I'll take them.
Oh,
As long as they don't sound like Velcro when you take them off, I'm good.
God.
so now that we've gotten you two caught up, we're discussing what have we gotten new. So BJ, you got that. Gerald, you got that. What did you get new, Tom?
I don't have anything new. I do have a couple things in for testing though. Although I will have Steve's ZDP 189 Dragonfly at some point this week, probably.
Nice.
That one will be for carry and for testing. But I do have my this S110V Para 3 in for testing as well.
Very nice. Very nice.
So my cardboard doesn't stand a chance between Maximet, S110V, and ZDP. It's all fucked.
All right. So
No doubt.
my new acquisitions is, which I'm not sure I'm going to keep it yet. I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm worried it's going to be too small. I got a small Enkose. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I got the knife ship free exclusive in the red micarta.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I ordered the burgundy lanyard from Chris Reeves already for it. So I don't even know if I'm going to keep it, and I bought a lanyard. That's funny.
Tell me what that clip was on that you posted earlier.
Oh, I'm actually carrying it today. It's a Michael Zeba S4 Angry Bird.
Wow. That's sharp.
Yeah,
Isn't that clip sweet?
It's crazy.
it is.
You got to
That-
send BJ the picture of your catacombs one, Alex.
That
Oh,
clip's worth more than my new Mannix.
Yeah, right?
The catacomb is on the picture is on my my IG.
Oh, cool.
You can check it out.
Yeah, he has this, what was it, an S5, Alex?
Yeah, it's a
The-
full-size S5.
It's called the Catacombs, and you open it up, and there's like skulls engraved on the inside of the scales when you take it apart. It's crazy.
There's
Damn.
one drawback to that. It makes the knife freaking heavy. That's
I bet.
a heavy knife, but you know what? I don't care. So
It's a cool detail.
So I got the small Enkose coming, and Alex bought his first tough knife, although he hasn't shipped it yet. So maybe you guys will see it next week.
That would be sweet.
Jeff Blauvelt made I think the model is called Oddity, if I remember right. I'll double check. But it's got Timascus everywhere, orange peel titanium frame, and hand satin finished ABL blade.
Very
Man.
nice.
Beautiful knife. So I'll share that hopefully by next podcast.
Sweet.
All right.
$2,000, right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a free penny.
Yeah, that was $2,000. Those two.
So, do we have anything else we want to talk about before we get into the main topic of today's episode?
Well, yeah, we got to go through the knives, buddy. We're gonna do our knife review. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knives we're gonna talk about today.
So, like, there's a knife news, then Blade Show?
Blade shows after that. Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude. This is a full episode.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, man. I'm very
Let's do it.
excited. We're gonna have some fun with. I got plenty of notes, so this is gonna be great. I've been looking forward to this one.
Just
Alex, the
studied it.
note taker.
Yes. Yeah, last week was crazy, dude. We had no rhyme or reason for anything. So week we got notes.
Back to basics.
All right, Tom. Let's go ahead and get a computer screen up to talk about these knives.
All right. All right, let's go.
All right, the first one I'm gonna have you go to is, let's see, go to Blade HQ.
Oh, look at that. It's already my third most popular.
Of course it is. Knife
All right, what do we
shopping in the middle of the night. Hinder. And then
Here we go again.
Okay.
oh, wait, no. This is good. Nieve.
The Neves. I got it up already.
There it is. Well, bam.
It is very interesting.
It's 35.
So it's a Bali song. Hinder has jumped into the Bali song market. The blade shape, as like somebody who's kind of into Bali songs, I think is decent. I like his logo. That's always been a plus for me as far as knives are concerned. His handles, I mean, they're kind of plain, but you know, I guess they'll do the job. It's got that typical latch. It's like a little D-shaped latch. The big question is you know, let's go to some other views. Let's look at the closed view.
That was that one.
So these, I did see that these come in bronze and a couple other colors.
Yeah, that was. Looks like a stonewash working finish and then bronze.
Yeah, here, let's look at this bronze one. That's more interesting.
I like that one.
Ezekiel says it's a Benchmade 51.
You know what? It's not as good. I actually used to have a 51. I sold it, but I kind of regret it. I really like that knife. So it doesn't have a pocket clip.
But it's got the typical spaces where you can buy all the Hinder pocket clips to put on there.
So that was the next, that you read my mind. The next thing I was going to wonder is are those tabs removable, and can you put a pocket clip on it?
100%. It looks like the exact same layout.
Doesn't it? So
It's very interesting that he doesn't include a clip though with it. So you gotta, if you want a clip, you gotta go out and buy a $40 or $50 clip.
Yeah. Now, as somebody who flips a little bit, I don't know about those handles, man. Like they don't, because you know, like you're gonna rotate those handles in your fist, like to get some spin to it. And I have no idea if this knife is gonna really perform that well. Let's look at the specs, Tom. I want to see how much this thing weighs, because these knives usually
I don't have a weight on it yet.
Yeah, no,
Not yet.
nah.
They might not. Oh, they even have it in stock and they don't have a weight up on it.
That's crazy.
Let me see if maybe one of the plain ones did. Nope, nothing.
That's wild. That's what I wanted to know most. Because you know, like Blade Runner Systems made what's called a bare bones, which was all stainless steel, and that knife held heavy, but it did perform pretty good.
So you know what this kind of reminds me of? With the full tie handles like this, and it's a bigger knife too. It's a 4.6-inch blade. It reminds me of the Benchmade 87.
Yeah.
And I'm betting it's gonna be similar weight too, maybe a little bit heavier because it doesn't look like it has quite as much milling as the 87 does.
Yeah, but the Benchmades have great handles on them. They're rounded.
Yeah.
These are like squared off like handles, which when you're flipping it around like and rotating those handles in your hand, it's not really that comfortable. I mean, he did kind of go and knock the edges off of it so they're not bricks. But yeah, I don't know. Nice try, Rick. Not this week. That's all I have to say about that. What do you guys think? $110. That sounds about right, though.
Yeah. You know he's gonna make plenty of money off of it.
Of course he is.
Hey, look, I'm gonna sidetrack us here for a minute. I got to handle a 3-inch Warncliffe a couple days ago.
Man, it's got to be the worst one I've ever handled.
The fastball?
No, I handled I don't remember if it's a Gen 4 or Gen 6. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely horrible.
If it doesn't flip well, I bet it's a Gen 4.
It doesn't flip at all.
At first, I thought you said Gerber. So, yeah.
No.
Hinder.
No, it was a 3-inch. You know, the 3-inch Hinder
XM18.
Yeah, I mean it was bad.
Well, my only thing is, Rick, how come this thing doesn't have a tri-way pivot?
Because they don't work.
So I don't know. I think the price is right. The materials look decent. I think the overall design is a little bit boring, and that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, he went on the safe side here.
Yeah, he sure did.
But I mean, it's a good business move. You know he's gonna make money from it. So
Yeah, I don't know how many Balisong guys are gonna buy a Hinderer one. You know?
well, I mean, if they do, I think it's a smart business move because if they do, then you're introduced into the Hinderer brand, and if they like his whole brand thing, look at that. He just might have just sold another knife. You know?
I think it's gonna be like Emerson. Emerson, like I think almost a year ago, came out with his first Balisong, and it was kind of like the same thing. You know, flat handles, long blade. Although the 4.6 is quite a big blade. Usually they're about 4.1.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like I don't think you should mix tactical with the Balisong. It just doesn't work for me.
Ezekiel said Medford's gonna make a Balisong. It's gonna weigh 2.5 pounds. He beat me to it before I could say it.
That would be something. If I saw a Medford Balisong, that would be something.
With 1/4-inch blade stock.
Right? Like when you try to like open the thing up, it like breaks your hand. You know, like the blade always hits the back of your hand when you're opening them.
Yeah.
So that would be quite funny. So yeah, that's gonna be knife number 1.
What do we got next?
Next is the Civivi.
Okay.
And it's spelled D-U-R-U-S. Durus. So I saw this actually like, oh, didn't come out. There you go. So I actually like this knife.
Interesting.
Kind of looks like a Browse though.
A little bit.
I'll tell you what, it looks a whole lot like a Best Tech engine with a different scale on it.
It does kind of resemble that too, I guess.
Hang on. I can help you guys out with that.
Look, nah, not even.
Yeah, take the holes away. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, no way.
I can kind of see it. There's a little bit different blade grind. The handle is very similar, though, as far as overall shape.
The blade looks completely different, though.
Yeah.
I think the problem is when you get those small knives like that, unless you really step out with a different blade shape, they're all going to resemble each other in some way.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I thought this was a really cool little knife. I mean, it's G10, it's D2, it's $65. It's got hollow grinds. It's got a 4-finger choil. Probably only have a 2.5-inch cutting edge, but pretty cool little knife.
I like it.
It's not bad.
See, it doesn't have jimping.
I just
BJ.
kind of wish they'd step away from D2.
Me too.
Yeah.
Go with that 9CR that they were using.
Or 14C.
Yeah. This small 14.2.8.
That Gerald, have you tested any of the 9CR that they had?
No, I haven't.
A lot of people were saying it was really good stuff, but I don't know. I can't really go off of what they're saying because they also say this D2 is good.
I do keep meaning to, and I mean, I have tested some other no-name 9CR before for myself, and it's pretty equal to VG10.
Cool.
You know, probably, I think it was like in the 70-foot fine edge and 150 to 160 working edge.
Yeah, just use that then, man.
Little deep pocket clip. You gotta admit, for $65, that's kind of a lot of knife, is it not?
It looks like a pretty solid knife for that price.
Yeah, I think so.
For EDC, that's going to be a pretty compelling little option. And again, I am not a Chinese knife advocate. Don't buy Chinese. Don't buy Wii. Don't buy any of that if you ask me. But I know a lot of guys are, and especially in the knife community, and that's why I picked these knives, because even though I'm not going to buy it, you know, I got to try to recognize where credit is due. And for me, I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's go to the specs.
It seems like this whole budget knife category from Civivi and Tangram and these other smaller companies that are popping up, like the sub-brand stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many options of these things now that it seems like that market's almost getting really saturated.
Oh, yeah.
Way beyond saturated. 3.6 ounces. Not bad.
For a full liner G10, that's not terrible.
That sounds where it should be.
Yeah. 59 to 61.
That's what it says. I don't trust Blade HQ. Oh, look, blade thickness. 0.1 on the
3
8.
millimeter.
That's not bad. That's probably the fattest part of the fattest part up at the spine.
Yeah, right. I think they're probably talking right here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say that's probably it. That's going to probably be a good one.
All right. What's the next one we got, Alex?
Next one is gonna be by Case Knives. It's gonna be the Case Shark. I don't know if you have it on Blade HQ or Knife Center. Oh, they
Knife
do.
Center.
Look at this, guys. $200.
What?
A $200 case knife.
That was the same as their CG01 that they had.
Yeah.
Same price.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, they're trying to jump into. It's kind of a new market for them.
So
That's the main thing.
here's the thing that people got to keep in mind: is it says Case on it, but it's not made by Case. It's made by Southern Grind.
I know that.
So I know I got somebody in the chat right now. I got Ezekiel saying it's by Case, but it's just basically just their branding. Southern Grind generally makes really nice stuff, pretty highly QC'd stuff, except for the one example I've handled. But for the most part, it's actually really nice. Blade thickness is at 0.15 though, which is up there.
Yep. S35VN.
Dark gray aluminum with black G10 inlay.
US made.
Atomic Edge says the plunge hits the edge. It does.
Yep.
I don't know. It looks okay. It's not a compelling design to me.
It's not compelling to me either, but I thought it was definitely interesting.
There's a problem here with I think with materials too. You're looking at aluminum, even though it is 3D contoured, and then they have a G10 inlay.
Yep.
For the same price. I mean, if there was I'd hate to bring it up like this, but if there was a Chinese company that was making this would be a $100 knife.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
So I think I would have liked it a little bit more if there was something like a carbon fiber inlay in there. That would have looked a little bit nicer.
Right. Or if you're going to charge that much, put some titanium in there.
Titanium.
Seriously.
I think they could have hit titanium with that price point.
Atomic Edge does nice gap on the inlay. All the way around.
And look how many like screws this thing has, you know? Like it's got 2 just for the inlay, then it's got 2, 3, 4 on the frame.
I'll never understand this about companies that do this on inlays though, is why screw them in? Just use some sort of like tape like Chris Reeve does, or glue them in. It just looks so much cleaner. Why run 2 big screws through it?
Unless it also serves another purpose on some knives, but
Yeah, I mean, it might be holding something in on the inside that we don't see.
I don't know though. It can't. It really couldn't be, because even if it's a liner lock, which it appears to be,
Yeah.
the screws would be on the wrong side. What is
What
it?
the thing about having screws is you could take them out and make you some new ones or something.
Yeah, that is a plus.
Hey, let's look at the reverse side of it. Does it have any more pictures, or is that
Nope.
it?
Just that one for right now, unless the black one has. No.
Oh, look, it says on the bottom here, and definitely don't allow water in it.
Really?
The shark tooth thrives in dry land. Look at the last part of the paragraph.
What the hell?
Yeah, what did they put in there that you shouldn't get wet?
No, I think they're meaning that don't allow it in the water because it's too aggressive and it's gonna tear shit up. Basically,
yeah, that's
it's corny.
funny. Oh man. All right, let's move right along. That's enough of that nonsense.
Yep. I like the I don't know if it's out yet. I know they revealed it at SHOT. Yeah, they don't have it yet. I don't know if you guys have seen the Case Quill.
I have not.
Guess that's not what we're looking for. We need the knife.
Eyepieces.
This one.
Well,
It was a Southern Grind. I'm sorry, not a Case.
Oh. Ah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
It's different.
It is very different.
looks like it's 9 miles long.
It
It's
looks
pretty
like
big. It's like a 4-inch blade.
it looks like a Southern Grind penguin if you like put it in a press,
Or if you ground all the material off.
right?
I do like the porcupine and the pivot though.
Yes. Yes.
That's what all their stuff has. The penguin has the little penguin feet on it. The spider monkey and bad monkey have inlaid pivots that have the monkeys on them. It's kind of cool. I like what they're doing.
I like what they're doing except for their knives.
Yeah, I mean the quality's good.
Their quality is decent from what I hear. I don't know. I've never bought one.
I've handled a dozen or so, and I've had one that the quality wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
So I'd put them up there with way better than Benchmade or Spyderco quality.
Well, that's good.
Doesn't take much though. So
No, it doesn't.
what do we got next, Alex?
The Heretic Manticore.
We'll go with just the standard Manticore. Who's playing with knives?
No.
So for an OTF, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about this thing. This one's kind of like whatever. They come in different blade shapes, but like some of my buddies have been really raving about theirs.
I like it a lot.
I do too.
Too.
Looks like a good shape. A good, comfortable shape.
It looks like
The only thing I don't like about them, I've got to handle 3 of them. I don't care for that clip.
Yeah, Heretic.
You know, other than that clip, they're definitely a solid OTF.
Dude, you think that clip's bad, G? You should see like the H clips on the other Heretics. It's
Oh yeah, I've seen them too. They're crazy. I don't like that at all.
I have a Heretic. What's that OTF I have? There's a Heretic. Shoot, skipping my mind. I have a single action OTF by Heretic, and it's got that big crazy H clip on it.
Yeah, it's just kind of a crazy clip.
Yeah, I think you went too crazy on that.
Very
But
clean. Isn't this a Marfione company?
Anthony Marfione Jr.'s company.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's Junior's, and he's doing great stuff. I mean, obviously he learned some tricks from Dad, and his OTFs always have that nice S shape to contour your palm when you're handling them, which I really like.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
very
comfortable.
ergonomic.
price is a little out there, but I mean, what OTFs aren't, you know?
Oh yeah, but I mean, look at the Benchmade Infidel is like
Aha! Here's the H clip, the Cleric.
there it is.
Yeah.
That's not the
That's-
knife I have though, but that is another one of those H clips.
That's awful.
Oh, I remember and actually, are we on Blade HQ?
We are.
Heretic Hydra.
Ooh, there's the prototype. Let's look at the prototype for $2,300.
Oh, that's a full-on custom. Yeah, that one.
Same deal. Here we go.
It's a different knife altogether, Tom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
There it is. Uh-oh. Who's mowing the lawn?
Some idiot beside me.
Tell him to go away. Throw your cigarette at his face.
I'll do it.
No. I'm just kidding. Don't do it. But yeah, that's the Heretic Hydra. So that one had a nice shape too. It's a comfortable knife to handle. It is a single action, so in the back butt of it, you have a charge handle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was one of his earlier ones. But if you
So,
flip it
single
around,
action.
say that again, BJ.
Single action.
Yeah, single action.
Oh.
Look at that ugly clip.
Yeah,
It's
the
terrible.
clip's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I see what he was going for there, but holy shit.
Well, you know, it's gaudy.
Yeah.
It's going for that gaudy look. You know.
Yeah, I can see the H for Heretic. I mean, that's kind of a cool touch, but an H isn't really a shape that you should make a clip out of.
Why does he need a
Oh.
clip like that when he's got his logo on the blade?
Listen, the only letter you should make a clip out of is an I.
Yes. There's no I in team, Tom. But the knife overall, it looks good. I like this knife a lot.
There should be no H's in clips, though, Alex.
No, there's not. So, yeah.
Solid.
You know, pretty good. I know I'm not picking all brand new stuff for knife models, but honestly, there's not that much shit coming out. So I picked some stuff that's a little bit. Got
Until we
two.
get to the Blade Show stuff.
Yes. All right. CRKT. I'm sorry, CRK.
Go ahead, which model is it?
Falling Kosei.
The small?
That knife. Yes.
We're going to go with the Insingo here with the micarta inlays. You can mute your mic, BJ.
I'm gonna shoot the guy, and it'll be all right.
You can mute your mic
You
until you're ready to talk, though.
And then nothing.
I'll do it next time it comes around. I just found it.
All right. So we got the small here. 2 3/4 inch blade.
What do you guys all think about this? Is it too small, or is this, you know, is this going to be
Well,
a nice?
now, I don't see. I don't know. I don't know if Ryan has the small Inkosi or the small 21.
There's a big difference between the two.
Yes.
The small Inkose is smaller than the small 21.
I mean, I guess the thing is, if you like smaller knives, then I don't see it would be a problem. I'm not big on small knife. Like I got to be able to get close to 4 fingers on a knife for it to be okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I haven't handled a small Inkosi. The small Sabenza for me, I can just get all 4 fingers on it. I've heard that the Inkosi is just a touch smaller, but I bet that lanyard, if your hand hangs off, I bet that lanyard will give you something extra to hang on to.
That's what she said.
But the thing I'm worried about though is if you look at the large versus the
Yes.
small, this
You're
is weird on the small.
This is exactly where I'm going, Tom. It's that cutout on the frame. Is that going to be comfortable or not, or is that just going to feel weird?
Let me bring up a picture of the large because they actually changed the whole shape of that on the small. It may look similar. We'll get a DLT trading picture. It may look similar, same.
Big shout out to TLT.
Love DLT.
My boss bought 2 knives from him last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and
So
he's going nuts, dude. He's close to like above. Well, he's way above $5,000. He just bought a Orca Blades collaboration on a SOCOM.
wow.
And then he bought a straight custom SOCOM with a Tonto mirror polished with Stingray inlays.
Holy shit.
And then he bought a regular Microtech SOCOM that he can carry around the work. And then he's got a barbed wire Damascus SOCOM. So he's got 3 SOCOMs now.
Jeez. He's dropping some coin.
Big time.
So here's my issue with the small versus the large. The large is more of like this half moon shape here in the cutout.
Yep.
Whereas this on the small is more angular. Now, I'm going to have to trust Chris Reeve on this one. And because I'm pretty sure they developed the small first. It was originally just the small. What the large came after.
Got it.
So I figure that they probably calculated this, and I'm sure it feels great in the hand. But man, I don't know. It doesn't look too comfortable to me. But I'd have to hold one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out shortly here. I think it lands on Monday.
So Ezekiel said adds little dip in blade. It's not a Sebenza. So I wanna clarify that there are some huge differences here between a Sebenza and an Inkosi, even though they do look very, very similar.
Oh, it's a different knife.
It's completely different.
It's a whole different knife. It was supposed to be a different knife. It's not even the same model.
So what they did is the pivot's larger, believe it or not, compared to the Sebenza. The Sebenza already had a huge pivot to begin with.
Yep.
So you have a massive pivot on this. It's not the bushing style pivot like the Sebenza is, so you can actually fully adjust the tension on this one. You don't have to crank it down, and that's the only action you get. So you can run this loose if you want. You can run it a little bit tighter. That's what I did with mine. I ran mine tight for a couple weeks and then loosened it up after the washers broke in a little bit.
The size of the washers are huge.
Yeah, the size of the washers are absolutely massive. They're actually locked into place via the lanyard pin, so they can't free spin like the Sebenza washers can.
Right.
The stop pin is like triple the size of a Sebenza, and it's free floating. So if you guys look here on the show side, you can see there's no screw showing for the Inkosi here on the stop pin. That's because it's actually press fit through there, and let me tell you what, if you're disassembling these things, it's a pain in the ass to get it off of that because it's so tightly fit.
What she said.
Yes. So it is screwed in on the other side, though, obviously. It's not completely free-floating. It's just free-floating on one side.
You guys carry on for a minute. I'm out of beer. I got to go get another beer.
The lanyard pin is actually integrated into the rear standoff back here, which is super cool. You don't get that weird rattling thing. If you want to take the lanyard off, you don't have a rattling lanyard pin. It doesn't look like you changed the knife whatsoever. You can't really see it in these pictures, but there's actually a cutout on the rear of the handle right up in here for the lanyard to swing down into. And there's also it's not a typical lock face where titanium is meeting the blade tang. It's actually a ceramic ball that doubles as your detent and is also your lock interface. So it's a completely different knife. It's a very similar overall shape, same blade shapes, very similar handle shape with the finger grooves added. But honestly, they feel completely different in hand once you're operating them. So I mean, I think it's a better evolution of the Sebenza. Sorry, that was my whole. I get that a lot with people. Well, it looks like a Sebenza. It's not. You take this thing apart, it's a completely different knife. We'll wait on Alex to get back
It
here.
looks like a Sabenza.
What was that, BJ?
It looks like a Sabenza.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I'm just messing.
Oh, the other thing is, the other difference is the hollow grind's different on an Inkosi. The Sabenza has the deep hollow grind, and this is a little bit shallower hollow grind, so it'll actually thicken up a little bit quicker behind the edge, but it's a more beefy blade because of that. There you go. There's BJ's large Sabenza. I did a whole video comparing the two.
There's a lot of differences, really, for real. I was surprised at all the differences.
Especially when you take them apart. That's when all the differences kind of come to light. You're like, wow, that's completely different.
Yeah, your disassembly video showed me way more than I thought was going on with them.
Yeah, I didn't really even realize it. I just held one in hand and I was like, I gotta have one of these things. And then I started looking at some videos of it and seeing it all taken apart. And I'm like, yeah, I can see how this could basically be an evolution of the Sabenza. Brian, go ahead.
I think the concern with the cutout in the small that Alex is talking about, that's all going to depend on your hand size too.
Yeah.
If you got medium to large, it probably isn't going to bother you, but large to XL, you might feel that.
Well, I just noticed too. So there's a little bit something different they did there too. If you look on this one, your cutout is from right here to right here. It's just one finger cutout. If you look on this, it's flush all the way around, so you can fit your full finger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Chris Reeve, so I would be willing to bet that it's really well thought out.
I'd say what's going to happen is your hand's going to ride on the lock side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where most of your pressure is going to be, and that cutout probably isn't even going to affect you much.
Right. I think if there's anything, it's going to be right here. This is the hot spot. If you're using it, that corner.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got a couple things here. Brian, no, you didn't miss the Sabenza 31 discussion. That's coming up here in a little bit. And Ezekiel wanted me to bring up a knife here so that we can talk about. So don't you guys laugh when I start to put it in the search bar.
Hey, by the way, just a quick pause. So my boss is texting me. Look, he's taking pictures of his knives. Look, he's one of us.
He's hooked down.
Oh, hey. And then since the whole chat, for everybody to see, this was Nick Shabazz this weekend.
I saw that. Here, I'll bring up. Hang on, hold it up for 1 second. There we go.
So this is Nick Shabazz, guys.
I can't see it.
Here, let me see if I can drop it down a little bit.
Shabazz is weird.
What a
Well, wearing like a luchador mask?
It's a Batman mask.
Oh.
So
Shabazz is weird. I love the dude, but he's weird.
I think he's funny, man. He's got something going.
All right, so can you guys see the beautiful knife I'm showing?
This is what he wanted us to talk about?
This is what he wanted us to look at and talk about.
Oh my god.
It's an M-Tech Karambit Panther fixed blade.
I would have stopped you when you said M-Tech.
I know. I started to type it in. That's why I was like, "Don't make fun of me for what I'm typing in." I'm just typing in what he wanted me to look up.
Okay, well, first of all, like.
Hang on, Alex. I'm gonna cut you off right here. I got one word for it. Operator.
Oh yeah. Seriously.
It ain't operator enough. It don't have no checkered G10 on it, bro.
Hey, it's got jimping though.
But it's got 440 steel.
So first of all, like, what the hell is that handle? Like, you're really supposed to fit your fingers in there, and what, like
I
3?
don't know.
You want me to tell you what that handle is? 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink. Look at it.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! You want to know what I saw? I saw a pair of balls right here.
Hey, it could be that too.
I like what BJ said, man. Running the stink. That's exactly. So you put this thing around your middle finger, ring finger. You put this ring in your ring finger. like what the? I want to see somebody hold this thing. That's what
I know.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, I want to see how that works.
I'm gonna have to assume you hold this thing in reverse grip, and this jimping right here is actually to be used as brass knuckles.
Operator.
Operator.
Jesus.
Look at the little tab.
He says he thinks the handle is an M from MTech.
Dude, it's got a flipper tab, but it doesn't flip. Right. And look at that saber grind. Wow.
Atomic Edge says hold it between your ass cheeks.
Only with the tip going inwards. If you buy that, you deserve to sit on it.
I was gonna say I might buy it just to review it.
Why are you gonna review that, Tom? You're gonna lose followers.
Hey, I gotta steel test it, bro. I gotta test this 440C at 40 HRC.
The only person that should be testing that knife is Steve, because he's gonna break it.
Seriously.
Uh,
I like the one speed hole in the blade here too.
Look at the blade length, 3.75. Is that right?
Yeah, but look at the speed hole, the one speed hole.
Dude, it's got a spider hole and it doesn't flick open. It's got a flipper tab. It doesn't flip open.
It's to reduce weight and reduce drag.
Wow. That's high speed
Oh man.
drag.
That'll reduce your chances of picking up a chick too if you carry that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Imagine
I think that goes for the entire Karambit community.
Easy now. We got one of those with us.
Yeah, I like Karambits.
Okay, the morphing Karambit was the only cool one.
Yeah, I have another Karambit that's made by Quartermaster.
You just lost all respect.
Yeah, I don't care. It's actually a really nice Karambit. I actually would say if I carried a Karambit around every day, I think that Quartermaster one is nicer than anything else I've ever handled.
Designed in the USA, made in China.
It is made in China.
Yep.
He won't tell you that, though.
Oh, hell no. Why would he?
Fund, actually, because he fucking misprinted that. But that guy's long gone. So, now, let's go to the last knife.
Okay.
So, this is a mass drop knife.
Okay.
Sure, if you Google search it, you just put mass drop. You guys all know this one. It's the Orca. So I have a lot of good things to say about this one.
I've handled this one.
Have you?
I have.
What do you think?
I handled. Let me pull up the picture of it.
Did
It
you?
looks like a Rubicon.
It does a little bit. I handled this version with the full Timascus
See, now that's the one I wanted to talk about.
with the marble carbon fiber.
Look at that.
So I'm not gonna lie, this is an incredibly impressive knife.
So how's the action on it?
The action is superb. That's the best because it's made by Riot. That is the best Riot action I've ever seen.
So this knife to me is, and other people have talked about it, but the reason why I wanted to bring this up as the last one is because this has been my favorite out of the knives. I was trying to kind of fill space, as you could see, but this one I actually really am interested in talking about. Although I do not buy Riots, this is a lot of knife. So let's say, like, you know, you're not like, you know, Alex over here and have the budget to go buy like some crazy stuff, but you really want like Timascus, like you want a fancy knife, you just don't have the budget for it. I think this is your number one choice. I don't think it gets any better than this for what you pay. I think it's $335 for this particular
For the full dress version, yeah.
And if you look at it, there's so many details. You get a Timascus clip, you get Timascus pivots, you get a 3D milled gear pattern backspacer,
Mm-hmm.
you get marble carbon fiber with faux bolsters, and then, you know, the rock stipple. Well, I think he calls it a stippled pattern.
Yeah.
On the front. That's just his signature. And dude, the blade, it's RWL 34.
Yep. So here's my initial impressions of it. I got to handle it. I got to play with it a little bit. The marble carbon fiber is pristine. No gaps in it whatsoever. No, you know, spacing issues. None of that. Everything fits together perfectly. In person, I know it doesn't look like it in pictures. These almost look like two different materials where that faux bolster is there. They reflect light completely differently. So they look like two different materials. It's so cool.
That's very cool.
The Timascus looks fantastic. The one I handled wasn't this. It was more like the blue, like that
Okay,
one.
That one.
Because I know there's two different types of Timascus there that you can order with.
Go back to that picture, Tom.
This one?
The clip picture. Look at that, dude. It's got a hidden hardware clip on it.
I know.
That's wild for the price. I mean, dude, that is very wild. And look, even the freaking screws are anodized. The thumb stud is anodized. The billboarding's like at a very, very, very minimal.
And that should actually change here soon because they're going away from mass drop and they're just going to be drop. So I think that's even going to be shorter. Or it might just be the D logo up here that you see in the top left corner. I think that's all they're going to do now.
Oh, they're changing the name.
Yeah, it changed to drop now.
Drop.
There's a really good view of it. The purple anodized liners.
So titanium anodized liners. You know, it's got it. It looks like the placement for the lock bar relief is in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
And get a picture of the pivot.
Let's see. Of the Timascus one?
It doesn't matter. Any pivot.
Because here's the normal one.
So even the normal one, look at that. You still get a pivot collar, right? And this is more in the $200 range, I think, right? Like
I think it's just 200.
Yeah, it's like 200 or 225. And the type of clip screw that's in there, this is what you'll find on a custom knife, like that pattern or design. I mean, this knife was really, 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 really well executed. Like, I was very tempted to buy one of these myself. I don't know if I have a need for it with the shit I have, but...
So here, I also appreciate there's no jimping on this knife anywhere.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
And it works so well because if you want to choke up, your finger hits that harpoon and you can't slide up anymore.
Right. And it's a flipper and thumb stud, whatever you like.
Yes. I was just going to mention that to Brian because he says, I'm crying because if it didn't have a random thumb stud, I'd buy it. But it's open. You can open it with both.
Yeah, exactly.
It works great.
So this knife was designed to cater to everyone. And I think this was actually the best mass drop knife ever released, in my personal opinion.
I'd have to agree.
The Perpetua was a pretty big winner for me too, once I finally got it. But this is really, really well done. Let's look at the jean pocket. Let's see what it looks like in somebody's pocket. Let's get a shot of that in the pocket, like Blade HQ says. So, tucks away nice. It looks clean, right? You just got a little bit to grab onto and pull out of the pocket.
Yep.
And go to the last picture right there, Tom.
On the far left or the right?
The far right.
Was it this one?
Yeah, that one. So even at a simple, like, non-Timascus version, look how nice that looks. It looks
great.
I mean, so if you guys are looking to get into something like where you don't have $6,000, $8,000, even if you don't even have 300 and you only have 200, you can get a very compelling knife here. So I'm excited about it. It was really, really good.
The action was fantastic. It flips really nicely. It drops shut very nicely.
What's the weight on that thing is what I wonder.
I
mean, truthfully, but just by the features of it, I really don't care. But it
4 3/4.
So that's perfect. That's not even that bad at all. It's a 3.5-inch blade.
It didn't feel that heavy though in person.
Yeah, it's a big chunky knife. I mean, it's not a small knife.
And if you've never seen a Riot satin grind in person, their satin grinds are just so pristine. If you look, let me see if I pull this picture back up. There was one of these pictures that looked really good. You could see all the blade grinds really nicely. So that's your the base version was all stone washed. The high end ones were all satin finished.
Got it.
Let's see. Trying to find a good one. Yeah, this was the one. You can see all the satin grind going horizontally along the flats, up and down here, and then on the primary bevel as well. And they're just, I think they finish them with a high or a low grit belt, like 100 grit. So it's very deep and it looks really nice.
Yep. Yeah, that was impressive mass drop. That one kind of blew me away. So yeah, look, $200. It's probably for the base.
Yep.
That's really really good. Click on the price on the Timascus one just to see.
We'll spec one out here real quick. Oh, we'll see if it'll let me continue with Google.
Damn, I'm like selling myself one right now.
You are.
Like, damn, I don't have $300 to like blow after what I did, but maybe in 2 weeks.
Let's try and spec one out here real quick.
Yeah, let's.
Select option.
That'd be worth selling that crossbones for, Alex.
125, so 325 total.
325. That's beautiful. What's that about? What's that, BJ?
I said that'd be worth selling that crossbones for.
I know. I think I'm gonna sell that anyways. I just wanted to try one out. I was curious, but and I got it to run 10 times better than what it was, and it's sharper since I stropped it. So whoever got it is going to get a way better knife than what I ended up buying it for. But,
Brian said, "Don't forget the tax on the total."
who gives a shit?
He mentioned he commented like 4 times in a row. The tax. Don't forget the tax.
Well, yeah, you guys can figure that out on your own if you decide to buy it. That's none of my business. But yeah, mass drop and Eric Oaks is a guy that I actually been wanting a knife from. Like I want one of his customs pretty bad. He does some pretty wild stuff.
That's a cool deal even for the base one to have RWL 34 for $200. You don't see that.
No, you don't. I really wonder what the HRC is, but decent.
Let's see.
Do they even tell you?
Probably not.
I would be shocked if they did.
It's not a hard one to heat treat though.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's basically 154 cm. Oh, this is another good one, by the way. The Keen. I got to handle that one too.
Yep.
That one's fantastic.
Yeah, Laconico's coming out pretty hard right now. He has some
killing it.
He had some pretty crazy stuff at Blade, actually.
I didn't see much of that. I saw some
Kind of
pics on
glowing right
his.
now.
I saw some of Dr. Franke's videos he posted of some Laconico knives that he was playing with. Pretty wild stuff, man.
I like his designs a lot. I don't mean to get off track, but I like how, simplistic and minimalist his designs are.
Yeah.
Not many people design like that anymore. I think it's much needed.
No, he's one of those guys, man. And honestly, I'm gonna say I'm not interested in buying any Laconico myself. But I'm gonna go off the appreciation of like what it is. Some of those knives really, really are quite cool, and I can see why people really like them. And they do impress the hell out of me.
When we had Banner on here and he was talking about that Croc, that prototype that
Yep.
eventually got sent to him,
I
want that one.
That is a cool knife.
If that makes it to production, I'm all over that.
Yep. So that's my last knife. Guys, buy this if you just want to try it to taste like some Damascus. And most makers, you guys got to realize, just for like pivot colors, it's $100 upgrade when you order a custom knife, just the colors. And then if you add a clip onto it, that's $200. So here you're basically buying the knife for $100, and you get the other two for $100 each, $325. There you go. I mean, that is such a steal for that knife. So I am ready to move on to the main topic.
Hell yeah. Blade show.
I titled it. So this is what we're titling it. It's Blade. So I didn't go, but I was on my phone the whole weekend looking at pictures. I was there, but I wasn't there.
Steve's still there, probably drinking.
Oh, yeah. He probably couldn't make it to the podcast because he's too drunk to drive home. He's wearing that shirt that said, what did it say? Like
it said, in Georgia, Buttercuts 3V.
Yeah. So we'll see Steve next week, I'm sure. He'll have some fun stuff to talk about. But today we're going to talk about Blade. and through a perspective of a guy that didn't really go, but I was on my phone all freaking day and night looking at shit. I had a couple friends that went, and I just picked a couple topics that I thought we could talk about. So what did I see? So the first thing I put on my list is Nick Shabazz was wearing a Batman mask. So we already showed that earlier. I'm just curious, did he walk around like that all weekend?
I think he did.
So everybody wants to see Nick Shabazz's face. I'm one of them. Like, I want to see what this guy looks like because I have this picture of him, and so I have two friends, one actually this weekend that hung out with him at Blade Show that I know in person, and both of them told me the same thing. They won't tell me what he looks like, but they tell me it's not what I thought he would look like.
Huh.
So, but then when I looked at that picture of the Batman mask, yeah, I can kind of like, I'm starting to think the same thing. That's not what I thought he was going to look like. Because he looks like he's got a wider face. So, Nick Shabazz, we will see your face one day, and I'm going to blow the whole cover.
He I don't know if you guys have watched enough of his reviews, you could see his face enough in some of the early videos when he's reviewing like really shiny knives. You can see a little bit of his face. I don't see what the big deal is about seeing somebody's face.
It's because he doesn't want you to see it. That's the big deal, Tom.
But like, I don't know. He just wants everything to remain private. It's not like you can really remain private with that voice though.
He's doing it on purpose, and that's the thing, Tom. I want to match the face with the voice, because that voice is so distinct. It's like, like it's this Italian, like, like kind of voice where I want to see like what the whole package comes together.
Yeah. Paul says I imagine him as a stereotypical Chicago Bears fan.
Okay. I think that's probably going to be pretty accurate. That's real good. The Bears.
The Bears.
I always pictured him as looking like McLovin, but chubbier. That's what I always pictured, like. But yeah, you guys can comment in and tell us what you think Nick Shabazz looks like. But he was Batman this weekend.
We already have two knives that people have already requested us talk about. Do you want to get into those quick?
Well, we'll get into the knives. I got one more topic, and then we'll get to the knives. So, Will Moon. You guys know who Will Moon is?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh. So Will Moon, one of the hot topics that I was going to talk about real briefly. I've dealt firsthand with Will Moon before. I actually have a regrind ZT0620, which you can see on my Instagram. It's really nicely ground. But when I got the knife, I paid top dollar for it because, it's his regrind and he anodized it green and whatever, right? So when I got my knife, I contacted Will and I said, hey, look, I spent a lot of money on this knife. It doesn't even cut paper. What's up? So he's like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm like, look, I want to resend it to you. Can you just touch up the edge for me? That's all I want you to do. So I sent my ZT out to him, and he messaged me back a week later saying he got the knife and that the knife came to him really sharp. I shit you not. I could not even cut a piece of paper. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just stating a fact. So the first thing when I got the knife is I try to shave hair on my palm like I usually do on the top of my hand, right? And didn't do that. And then I noticed when I was dragging it on my hand, it didn't even feel sharp at all. So then I progressed to take the knife and try to saw it a little bit in the tip of my finger, and it didn't do anything. My suspicions were right. So then I took a Post-it, tried to slice it at the best angle possible. Didn't cut that either. It didn't even tear it. It just wouldn't go in. So I sent the knife back to him, as beautiful as it was. And like I said, he replied that he's like, it was popping hair. I'm like, oh, was it really now? So he's like, but I touched it up for you, and I'm sending it back. He sent it back, ladies and gentlemen, to no surprise, not touched. It was identically the way I sent it to him. Not sharp, not popping hair, not cutting paper. He didn't even touch it. He just put it back in a box and shipped it back to me. So,
God.
wait. Here's the kicker. That ZT0620 that I paid for, because I was a little bit newer to the custom knife realm, had a little extra money that month, so I didn't care. I overpaid for it, which I knew I was, but I paid $450 for that thing. So I basically paid like razor's edge quality for a Will Moon regrind, which back then he wasn't really known as the infamous Will Moon like he is now. So that was my first-hand experience with Will Moon, and I contacted him and said, hey, did you even touch it? He didn't even reply. Then, like a couple months later, I decided to try to be like, like somebody who's interested, like, hey, I spent a little money with you. Let me try to like see what else you make, maybe one of your own knives. So I offered him to put a deposit of $600 on one of his knives to build me. Thank God that didn't go well, because he's like, no, I only take full payment. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing full payment, bro. I'll give you $600 and you can build me a knife, and then I'll send you the other $6 later. Well, so that transaction never perspired, which is good, because I hear he has a lot of knives he never ever made for people. Yep. And ran away with their money. So that's my experience. I know like a lot of people talk crap about Will Moon. I just don't like him because I had a bad experience. All right. So now moving along to what I saw. I don't know if you guys seen DDR of China on Instagram. You guys know that guy?
I know.
He's a funny dude. He makes fun of heater knives and obviously DDR and a couple other.
Yeah.
So he actually posted a video of Blade Show from this weekend, and what ended up happening is somebody made a t-shirt that had a middle finger, and then it had a moon on the other side of it. So fuck Will Moon, right? And so he actually videotaped them handing him the freaking t-shirt, and he throws up his arms like this, like, oh well, like in typical Will Moon fashion. So that's another little bit of knife news. So if you guys are big Will Moon fans, I'm sorry, but I'll tell you right now, if you guys are thinking about buying a knife, I wouldn't dare
Nope.
put my money that direction.
Nope.
I have a friend that bought a very nice one of his. It's like a unicorn, because it's actually a Will Moon that actually works. It's one of his very few knives that were actually built okay. He bought the thing, I think, for like $1,300. He had to basically beg somebody to give him $400 for it when he tried to sell it. So if you guys are thinking about investing in Will Moon, don't. He's a bad dude.
Unless you like losing money.
Yep. He fellow guy in the knife community that was pretty well known. He pretty much ended up spitting on the guy's grave after he died.
I remember that.
Yeah. He's got a lot of controversy, and talked a lot of crap about him being a veteran. So that was fun for me to watch.
Yeah, it was interesting, to say the least.
Yep. So the next thing, before I get into the next topics, because I'm going to start talking about knives. What are those knives that guys want us to talk about?
So we've got where was the first one here? The Horse Crippler from Wii.
Oh my God. I think that's an A. Purvis thing.
That was a Knife
Yeah,
Nuts podcast
laughing.
thing.
He had me laughing, and then it freaking went up my nose. Oh, dude, the beer up my nose.
That one was interesting.
You guys see it?
I saw it. It was huge.
It is definitely a horse crippler.
So,
I mean,
have you guys seen it?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't seen it either.
Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it.
Pull up the horse crippler while I grab another beer.
So the joke was on the Knife Nuts podcast that he was going to make a ginormous fixed blade that was going to basically cripple horses. It'll be on Knife News. It was crazy. Yeah. There we go. It doesn't look that big.
I can't see anything, Tom. Oh, there it is.
It doesn't look that big on the computer.
Oh, it's an Elijah Wee knife. That's what.
Yeah.
It is.
So the joke was when Elijah Isham was on the Knife Nuts podcast, they said something about him having to step outside of his comfort zone and make something like totally ginormous like this that would cripple horses, basically. I think the episode was even called Horse Crippler.
So you know why I think they did that too?
Hmm.
And big shout out to Knife Nuts. By the way, we will have Levon on the show. He did say he will come along and join us.
Looking forward to that one.
Me too. Those guys are awesome. So big shout out to the Knife Nuts podcast. But in one of the earlier episodes, they talked about Lynn Thompson. And they talked about Lynn Thompson. Lynn Thompson was saying something about, like, if you can kill a donkey or something like that, then, then it's a good knife. I think that horse crippler joke was kind of like a spin-off of that. And it's funny that it freaking came out in a real knife.
I love that we decided to also name it the Horse Crippler.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, too. If I was reading the other day, he used the exact same buoy profile as on the Black Star. He just scaled it up to a 10-inch blade.
That's freaking wild, man. You know what? Props to them for making that. I mean, that's freaking insane.
It looks like really nice, though. I don't know if that's the only picture of it. With the titanium, with the carbon fiber bolted into it.
Oh, yeah.
Levon has a picture up on his Instagram of it in hand, and it looks unreal, like how big it is. It's huge.
It is. It's massive. I saw the picture.
Say it's D2.
No, the prototype was D2. The final release is S35VN.
So they're actually going to produce that?
Yes.
Who's going to buy that? That's freaking wild, dude.
What was the price? Someone says it's going to be a wallet crippler. I haven't seen the price.
I'm going to have to guess, even though we made it, it's going to have to be at least $400 or $500.
I was thinking like $350, $400.
Dude, it's 10 inches.
That's a lot of S35VN.
It's a lot of S35VN. It's what? And those are titanium bolsters?
Paul says he thought it was $1,200.
Oh!
I mean, that's tight. That's a lot of titanium. That's a lot of carbon fiber, but that's a lot of S35.
You know what? He could be right. I mean, I have no idea. I never heard of what the price is actually going to be. But that's freaking insane. I mean, I can't believe they brought that to life like that. That's
I don't think they have a total length on it yet, Brian. It's shit. If that's a 10-inch blade, it looks like you get at least 7 inches of handle.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 6 or 7 inches of handle. It's probably
That's
like
crazy.
16 inches overall, 17 inches.
Yeah. The other one they wanted us to talk about. Oh, go ahead, BJ.
I don't see many people buying that.
No, I bet it's gonna be one of those limited edition things.
Maybe the Iceland Nut Huggers or something. That'd be about
Right.
it.
BJ, that would be good for your neighbor while he's running his you could just pull that thing out. You don't even have to use it.
That'd be a hell of a knife to throw.
It's gonna be the mower crippler.
You don't even have to do that. You just like pull it out and lift it up in the air, and he'll freaking like he'll go away, dude.
Oh shit!
The other
Yeah.
one they wanted us to talk about was the Riot Jack 2.
Oh wow, yeah, I saw that. That's so I already made my judgment of it. I like the Jack better. The Jack 2, it's pretty. It's kind of. I don't like the way they did the pivot.
Yeah, I have to agree on that too.
The pivot is just too weird. Like, it, I mean, I don't know.
All right, we'll get the. I guess there's a video of it. I don't know if I can mute it. No, I can't. So you're gonna have a little bit of sound, but that's the Jack 2. It's an integral, like the original Jack.
I will say it's freaking incredible as far as the build's concerned.
So the whole two-piece blade thing is cool, like kind of a novelty.
It's a total novelty. This whole knife is a novelty, bro. You know who was posting it a lot this weekend too was Epic Snuggle Buddy.
Yeah.
He seems to really like that knife. I think he bought one. And Dr. Frankie liked it too, I saw.
Did you guys see the full dress version of it?
Yeah, it was freaking crazy.
It's got to be on here somewhere. There it is. There's the full dress version with the Timascus blade.
Yeah, that's insane.
Handling it with gloves.
You know, honestly, like, if you want to be Mickey Mouse and handle your Timascus with gloves, you know, that's fine and all, but I don't do that. I don't swing that way.
I don't know. It looks really, really, really nice, but that pivot kills it for me.
It's got some nice features, man, but it's too far out there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the pivot is what is the deciding factor for me that I don't like it. I really, really, really like the blade. However, I am going to make one comment on that blade. If you have to put screws on top to hold your blade together, there's something wrong. Like that's no. Do it like how ZT does it with their, you know, their herring
copper brazing.
Yeah, or do that, right? Like don't put freaking bolts in there. Like that's just, I don't know.
It's just crazy to me seeing a Timascus flipper tab.
Yes. Is wild.
It looks stupid. That's so weird.
I actually like that other one that better, the one with the carbo quartz in it.
And it looks like you will be able to switch these the pivot plates out.
Oh yay!
Those
Look at-
are an
look at the-
additional upcharge.
Dude, it's fucking, the bearings are plastic? Is that what I'm seeing?
Probably some sort of a polymer cage.
Well, I guess that could work, but I don't know.
That's how just about every bearing knife I've had is a polymer cage like that.
That's how my Benchmade monolock is.
That's how my Anthem is.
Yeah. Surprised they're both Benchmates.
Yep.
Dude, I'll tell you guys what. If a throwout bearing for a manual transmission on a car can stand up to plastic cage, then I think it'll be fine in a knife. Even though it seems kind of cheap, I think it'll hold up just fine.
Yeah, I agree. Here's another look of the. Looks like this is just the blade, or technically like the blade skeleton, with the spine and everything. Sorry, it's gonna be kind of loud.
Actually, I'm not hearing any sound from your
I'm
video.
saying for the people watching the stream though.
Are they going to hear that?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, you know what? It's very interesting. You know,
I like it.
I appreciate like the level of the build of it. I just wouldn't buy it because I think it's ugly.
It's innovative. I'll give them that.
Very innovative. Like that's like a concept car. You don't expect to ever really build it, but it's really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
They just did too much with that one, man.
But the original Jack was just fine for me.
I loved that knife.
Yeah, a lot of people like that knife, man. That's a good one.
There's another view of it. I don't know if they're gonna pop the blade out in this video, but I love the milling on the spine. They did the same with the original Jack.
That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say. That's my favorite part is the back of the spine or the back of the handle.
Very nice.
It looks very good. It looks like it's a hand rub satin blade too.
I like a good hand rub.
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
I mean, you know what, guys? I think it's very cool. It's very, very, very cool. It's an integral. It's got the build of something I've never ever seen before. So I give them all the props in the world. They build a really cool knife. Will I buy
Yeah,
it? Nah.
I'm curious on the price.
I think if that actually comes out though, it will be very popular.
Yeah, depending
it-
on what the price is, like let's say the base model is like $450.
I think it is coming out, guys. It is going to get produced.
Like let's say that base model is $450. What would you put the full dress one at?
1,000.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a lot of Timascus.
Well, yeah, bro, but look, not even the Timascus, forget about that. Look at the construction.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making not only Timascus, but you're making a Timascus flipper and blade in a two-piece design with a hand-polished, like, blade that has to be screwed in, and you got an integral, and then you got, those inlays in there. I mean, that's a lot of moving pieces that have to be just done just perfect, for the knife to actually work.
Yeah. Paul says the original Jack was $450 for the regular, so I would expect this one maybe to be even more.
Yeah, I would too.
$550, $6, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, you got another knife for us to look at, Alex?
All right, so the next is more of a news, more
Okay.
for us to just look at. So Chris Reeves has been making big headway because, as you guys have heard, or some of you may have heard, he is discontinuing the 21. It is gone.
So sad.
When I heard that, I was freaking out because I'm a Sebenza 21 fan. Like, I'm a fanboy of the 21. I love that thing.
Me too.
But then it all changed when I saw what the Sebenza 31 is. The Sebenza 31 is literally a 21 with just a couple of upgrades. So it's really that big of a deal. What are the upgrades going to be to the point where I'm going to be selling my 21 and getting the 31? No. But it's basically a 21 with new set of inlays, which you can see from
Hello?
the picture.
Take the dogs out first.
And then from there, you can also note that it has Sebenza 25-like features on it, like the ceramic interface, right?
Very nice, yep.
The clip has been angled like the Inkose, so it's off the lock bar now. And they actually even adjusted the inlay for that, which is kind of cool. The blade is identical. And there's one, I remember there's 3 differences. The clip,
No hole.
What's that?
No hole in the show scale.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You got rid of the locating hole for machining.
Yep. So I mean, it's really a 21 that's been upgraded. So I'm not as sad as when I first heard, like my world dropped. And then when I saw that it's still basically a 21, it still has the heart and soul of one, I wasn't so disappointed. So that's cool. Does it show what the price is on that thing?
$375 for a small inlaid, or at least for the micarta one.
Okay.
And or was it $550? I can't. Hang on. Let me look. A large $550 for a large.
It's not bad.
with the canvas micarta inlays. Other inlays maybe more or less. I know the micarta is like right in the middle.
So it's upgraded and it's the exact same price.
Yes.
So
Now, what do you guys think of it? First off,
I love it. I know G doesn't like the inlay.
Well, now the wood inlay, I do like,
really?
but the micarta inlays, I don't something about them. I just don't like them. The wood inlay, I really do like.
Okay, we'll go back
G,
The
to
first
here. I'll show you the first one I saw.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I
your
saw
ticket.
the Macassar ebony one first, and I hated it.
So the materials is the materials. That's subjective, right? But G,
Yeah.
and I think we can all agree, I like the inlay pattern better. The pattern itself, not the material, but the pattern. It looks like it would be like, because the way it fits and everything, it's kind of got like, gives it a sleek look. It makes it look like the frame is flaring out on the outer corners, which is cool.
So I might be in the minority here. I don't like the new inlays at all. I like the old two-piece.
You like the old two-piece?
I don't know. I like, especially with the wood inlays. I like the two-piece wood inlays.
That's because you wear a two-piece bikini.
Yep, that's it. Jesus Christ.
I would rather have no inlays on it, just plain
me.
titanium slab.
That's me. Give me the plain Jane. Plain Jane.
Well, the good news is you can have that, G. They make that.
Yeah, I mean, if I have my choice, I'd definitely be going for plain, or even the titanium with the different patterns he does in the titanium.
Right.
The graphics.
Right.
Yeah,
CCG.
one of those would be cool, but as far as inlays go, I definitely wouldn't go for inlays.
So here's the cool thing about the CGGs, though, is that these, like when they went from the Sebenza, I think it's the regulars, to the 21, you can basically have these CGGs in a 21 and a 31.
I actually like that moon landing one. That one's
The lunar landing
that
is
is
sick.
that's so cool.
That a lot of CRK collectors are thinking that's going to be highly sought after here in a couple of years.
Yeah, I might want to buy me one of them.
Well, let me see if I can pull up a picture of it because there's two different variations of it actually. So this is the plain one with like just the etching in the scale.
Is that a jewel inside?
It is
Wow,
made to look like Earth.
that's so cool.
And then let me see if I can find a picture of the other one.
Wow, I like that.
Damn, I'm not seeing it. See, there's also I forget what the 8/3/1835 stood for. Where was it? Somewhere up in here.
It's or something.
Yep, the whole mission lasted 8 days, 3 hours, 18 minutes, 35 seconds, which is why it's on the back of the handle.
Oh, it's the Apollo 11.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's cool, man. I like that.
So there's actually a version in here you can select it. I don't know why they're not showing it. You can select it when you go to order these directly through CRK. That this inlays or the engraving is actually anodized, so you can have like a little bit of gold, a little bit of blue in the engraving,
Wow.
which looks very cool. I've seen it. I've only seen one picture of those. You can almost kind of see it here at the bottom of the lander.
That's very cool.
So back to the 31 though. So like when I first saw that the Macassar Ebony was the first one that got released or like leaked in Blade Magazine, and I absolutely hated that inlay. I think that looks awful with that wood inlay for some reason. And then I saw the micarta, and I will at some point in the future be getting a small 31 in the micarta. But if I'm gonna get one, I don't like the black quite as much on this. It just doesn't stand out. I really like the natural. That looks really nice.
The natural does look good.
The only thing I don't like with the new inlay as far as this goes, they also changed the finger groove. I forgot to mention that. They chamfered that. You can see how it has like that chamfering there instead of just being flat like the normal 21 was.
Oh yeah.
I don't like this like little flare around the lanyard pin. Just continue that line straight down.
Natural, huh?
I like. What was
just
that?
I like natural, just like my women.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Oh,
Yes,
Steve's
but-
not here to do the jokes, you know.
So Brian
As far as
asked.
the wood goes, that Bob's Elderboro, that's the one I like.
I
light
like
color.
that one too.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Those are the expensive little ones though. For a large, you're looking at 600.
That
That
looks
box
really
elder
good.
is expensive. It's gorgeous.
Does that one have a different finish on the titanium?
Yeah, any of the wood inlays have the polished tie frame,
Oh, yeah.
and then they satin blades, and then you can't get them spot treated.
That one, that you cannot.
No,
That's fucking bullshit.
you can only get the bead blasted version spot treated.
I'll make them spot treat all of them.
You let me know how that goes, Alex.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm just kidding. You know what?
Tim,
That actually matches really nicely. I like this one.
Yeah.
with the gold thumb stud and everything, that looks so good.
So you know what? As far as the marketing thing and knife release and overall, I think Chris Reeves did an outstanding job. I like
I
them.
agree. So, Brian asks, Chris Reeve is known to have responded and made changes for the better with respect to its previously soft S35VN. Would you guys be happy to see them change the steel for the Sabenza 31?
No, I think it's fine.
I agree.
Leave it alone.
I think we're in the minority here, though. What do you think, G?
Dude, I want to say that Steve's 25 is an older one that was only at like 58.5 HRC, and that thing, except for the Demco S35, that thing far outperformed any other S35 any of us have tested.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you
quintessential Chris Reeve.
I mean, what do you want? M390? Come on.
That's what a lot of people said they wanted 20 CV.
I don't want no 20 CV.
Dude,
Guys,
that is
guys,
a whole nother.
So
No.
let me say this. So if you're buying a Sabenza, oh, I like the way that two-tone's right there. So if you're buying a Sabenza, Chris Reeves is known for certain things, and you got to understand how long has this? What year did the Sabenza come out? 80,
Shit.
86,
Yeah, it's like a 20-something-year-old knife. 30.
86 or 87, I think, is when this thing came out, and the 21 never changed. Now, it came in different steels like BG42, it came in S30, and then now S35VN. Why would you want to ruin a perfectly good thing? Like, the knife is designed the way it's designed. It's been proven to work quite well. And you're buying a Chris Reeves because, you know, you trust the guy. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's been around the industry for longer than a lot of other people. And, like, yeah, you know, you got your crazy custom knife makers out there, like CMF Metalworks and, you know, like, Michael Ziba, all these guys. But these guys are all, like, they're very new to the knife community compared to, like, Chris. Chris has been out in the knife community since even before Lynn Thompson. So if you buy a Sabenza, buy it because you appreciate the way it is. And, you know, there's a reason why he wants to use S35. Just trust Chris. Chris knows what he's doing.
Well, I gotta say that Chris isn't, you know, making the shots anymore. It's all Tim.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Chris stepped down a couple of years back, but I honestly like having Tim.
Knowing Chris Reeve the way he is, you swear like Chris isn't out there in the back side of things making the shots right now.
I know.
You
No,
know he is.
I bet he's still got his thumb on everything, bro.
Of course he does. There's no way that guy with his personality is not still walking the shop like a ghost and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to.
I know a lot of people don't like Tim, running the show now. I think Tim's been doing a really good job. He's bringing some innovation to knives that, have been largely untouched for years. The Impinda was a really cool design, with some really cool technology in there. It kind of took some balls to bring something like that to the market. I wish he would have done, something a little bit more, different as far as like inlays and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
He'll get around to it.
that knife was not a winner for me, and it was not a loser either. I mean, it did what it did, but it was for Chris Reeves kind of stuff. It was like, like barely at par for me, because that's not a knife anybody was really looking for.
Yeah.
It's a slip joint. I mean, I like slip joints, but who's gonna spend $450 on a slip joint other than an idiot like me? Right? Like I bought Ziba, right? But it's not like a knife. So it's got all the attributes of a hard use knife on a non-locking knife.
Yeah. The cool thing too with the 31 though is it was a safe move for them while also being innovative. I mean, they're using tech that they already know how to do based on the Inkosi.
Exactly.
It's like they took the Inkosi, took all the good features of the Inkosi, and took all the good features that are quintessential Sebenza and threw it all in one knife.
Exactly.
It's the reason I bought it in Inkosi is because it's an improved Sebenza, and lo and behold, a month later they come out with this shit.
But you know what, though? Like, you're right, Tom. I completely agree. But like I said before, I think the Inkose was just meant to be a completely different knife altogether.
Yeah.
Like, the blade does resemble a Sebenza blade, but the knife in general is very different. And
I agree.
And I love what they did with the 31. I think this is really, really cool. I give it 2 thumbs up. Like, and if Tim's responsible for this project, then he's doing the right thing. But something tells me Chris is in the background, like, hey, what's going on over there? Like, it's being proofread,
Right. He comes up with an idea. He's like, Dad, is this good?
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, his dad's a legend, so he's got some big shoes to fill. So we got to be easy on him,
Well,
If you were Tim and you didn't go to Chris and have him sign off on what you're thinking about taking to the market, you'd be a freaking idiot. You know what I mean? 'Cause he's already established himself,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then you got to realize too, out of pure, I want to say, courtesy to his dad, leaving it to him, I'm sure he goes by his dad to like say, hey, to proof everything, because he doesn't want to let his dad down. And I think this knife was right on par. Speaking of that, they did a one-off. I don't know if you guys saw that video on Instagram, but they did a one-off with Timascus and Damascus.
I did.
Did you see that auction?
What did it end up at?
$5,100. $5,100.
Oh, shit.
And I thought, like the Damasteel ones were bad. Like I saw a Damasteel one at like $1,300 for a small Inkose Damasteel.
Mm-hmm.
$5,100.
That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts.
Yep.
Brian asked, how about a Menandi pivot screw for the Sebenza 31 and inlays that don't awkwardly avoid the logo? See, I don't think that it looks like it's awkwardly avoiding the logo. I think it's cool that they made it do it on both sides. I don't think there's really much that they could do with these screws here. I don't think they could have, wrapped that around.
I mean, the only other way they could have done it is they could have stopped where that scale screw nearest to the pivot. They could have just stopped it right there, right, and then rounded downwards.
Yeah.
I think the way they did it is the best way you could do it.
I could also see them wrapping this inlay up in here, and then putting the logo in the inlay.
Yep.
But it wouldn't stand out quite as much.
No. But I like the way they did their inlay. I think it's very nicely designed.
Let me look at the 90 pivot screw. I can't remember. Oh, that's what he was getting at. The Chris Reeve logo in the pivot screw.
That's smart.
I think that would have looked a lot better. I think you're right there, Brian.
Yep, I'm not gonna argue with that, but I still like the way that they did it.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to bring up too on the whole like steel thing, we got to keep in mind that they're like one of the only, if maybe the only production company out there right now doing all of their heat treating in-house.
Yep.
So they have their ultimate control over their heat treat on their S35VN, and since they've changed it to 59 to 60, it's been some incredible stuff. Even at the old heat treat, it was great.
And by the way, this is the next Chris Reeve knives I plan to buy.
The Mnandi,
Yeah,
I want one.
I've been wanting one for a long time. I want to buy a fancy one.
They're great looking knives.
Actually, I wouldn't even mind that Edelburl one.
That Elder Burl or whatever.
Yeah, I like the way they did their clip on that knife. It's really nice, but I think I want a Damascus one.
Yeah, get the raindrop.
Dude, that basket weave is sick. I like the
That-
basket weave.
They're discontinuing that one, I think,
No.
because Devin Thomas isn't making Damascus anymore. So
Oh, that's right.
let me see if it's an option for you, Alex. We're gonna check for you.
Means next paycheck I'm gonna have to get on it.
Nandi Box Elder. Yeah, it's not an option anymore. It's just ladder and raindrop.
Son of a bitch.
And then there's another one coming later. I can't remember what it was called. They're adding a third later.
Mhm. Maybe I'll find me a like one on eBay or something from a knife store that has them left over. I really like that basket weave.
I mean, it's a great looking stuff.
Yep,
What do we got
It's
here?
different. So, should we go into the next Chris Reeve subject?
Yes, please. I know exactly where you're going with this.
Sabenza. No, not Sabenza. Sorry. Hati. Shirogorov Hati. Chris Reeves edition. 10 pieces. All unique. One of a kinds. Oh, yeah, go to Levon's. Levon's got a cool one.
God.
So it is a Hati in,
Hati R, right?
yeah, of course. At this level, it's got to be an R. And then, so it's got carbon fiber and then titanium inlay. And there's only 10 of these that exist. There's already a guy on Facebook. If you guys want one, there's a guy on Facebook selling one. Although they went for $1,600, he bought his, or he's selling his for $3,000. So there you go. You got a deal.
What a steal, bro. It's cool that they put the unique graphic stuff on the Shiro frame. That looks so cool.
It is really cool, but you know, like keeping in mind that now I don't know if this is rocking the roller bearings or not. But I'm assuming it is because it's such a limited production. It's probably like a custom division is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And but technically a Hati is like $1,000 knife. Actually, it's $895. And so if you're gonna go custom division, say like maybe like $2,000, right? So this guy like selling it at $3,000. It's kind of it's a little high, but there are only 10 that exist, so whatever. And they're all unique, one of a kinds.
I'm betting they're all gone at this point.
Oh, they are. They all sold at Blade. But if you're looking at Levon's, none of the other 9 are going to look exactly like his. They all have different graphics.
So I was listening to their last episode that they just put out. I think this was the second Chris Reeve reveal that they were hinting at that they couldn't talk about.
Right.
And this one really caught me off guard at first. I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and I saw that. And I was like, no way, CRK just put out a flipper.
It's just weird to have like these two guys collaborate to me. Like it's freaking wild. Like, and you know, when it comes to like the kings of the flipper world, it's always Shiro when it comes to production knives. And the king of, you know, frame locks is going to be Chris Reeves. So you got these two guys that collaborated on 10 pieces. It's pretty cool.
I think it was an awesome collab. I mean, it's two guys that are, completely different sides of the spectrum,
yeah.
but they both excel in fit and finish and just attention to detail. And I think it was a perfect collaboration.
It was. At first, the knife I thought was a little bit strange looking. I don't know why. The inlay was a little bit weird. Because, like a Shiro is such like a fine line, like swooping kind of clean lines, and everything is like one color. Like, so it threw me off with the inlays at first. But the more and more I looked at it, like I definitely really like it. Would I buy one for $1,600? Absolutely. That's the blade price show.
Yeah.
I buy one for $3,000? Fuck no.
Oh, I see your comment right here. I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, that's me right there.
That's
I
awesome.
noticed that, yeah. So yeah, I follow Levon. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I really like that those two guys came together. I'm just a little shocked that they did, because they're from two different spectrums, but that was really cool that they did, and I think it was a big hit at the knife show.
For sure. All right. Was there another topic you wanted to hit, Alex?
Oh yeah, there's plenty, bro. We're not even we're like halfway done, bro. So, so I'm gonna say every maker was really on their A game. Like, if you're looking at that picture right there that Levon's holding, that Eschaton.
You mean the horse crippler? There it is at hand, by the way.
No, not that. No, not the horse crippler. Look at that guy behind there. He was like, dang.
You mean the Druscaton?
Yeah, look at that thing, dude. Play that video. Dude, that thing is crazy. So the fact that they made that's pretty wild.
It looks thicker than the normal Eschaton to me.
So for you guys on the podcast listening and not seeing, it's basically a Wii Eschaton, but it's full Damascus. I'm sorry, Damas steel blade, and then it is full Timascus frame. So it is wild. The next person in line that was pretty interesting was, and I knew that was coming because I talked to him a little bit, is Koenig Knives.
Does he have...
Yeah, he's got Instagram.
Does he have a picture of it on here?
Oh, he's got a bunch of pictures.
No, I'm saying of the Koenig.
No, not Levon.
Okay. Was it on? Let me see if it's on there.
Yeah, you put Koenig Knives. So I mentioned this in one of the earlier podcasts that, Koenig Knives is coming out with some really crazy shit.
The dress one?
Yeah, look at that. Full Timascus style 57. Damas steel blade. I mean, that knife must have, I don't even know what that went for, but they sold that. But back out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones, go down to that one right below it. So that was really their new unveiling. They're doing inlays now on the Arius. And that's a pretty big popular thing.
That is a well-executed inlay.
It is an extremely well-executed inlay. You can even see the D shape on the pivot. I mean, that knife is so well done. Bill Koenig is on the top of his game right now. I wish they showed the backside of that knife. Or do they?
They don't.
They don't.
So there's all the inlays that they had.
Yes, there's an inlay on both sides. So as you can see, you can kind of match it up. But wild. So he's doing inlays now on his new version of the Arius, which is an already extremely popular knife, and it's always sold out. I've had mine sitting at Bill's shop now for about 2 or 3 months because I had to wait till after Blade for him to do some work to mine. But can't wait to see what we do. Although I have an older version. I have the CTS HXP one.
Yeah.
So, and just for fun, I send him my my mini goblin. So whatever ends up happening, which I have no idea what we're doing yet, but I'm gonna have a Arius and a mini goblin matching.
Nice. I want a mini goblin.
Yeah, it's a good knife. Very, very nice knife. I have a lot of good to say about that. So, Bill Koenig was a big hit. From what I heard, he's doing some pretty wild stuff. And I've noticed a lot of knife makers in the very, very high-end aspect of things, like we're talking triple the price of what he usually charges, are really talking about him quite a bit. So Bill's doing the right things. He's getting a lot of recognition right now, and I think deservedly so. Next topic. So I'm going to have to take a leak, so I'm going to leave you guys with this topic right here, which I'm sure you guys will be able to kick it off. Let's talk about ZT's new bomb that they dropped. The 0023 World War II inspired knife. Designed by the same dude that designed that little pea shooter, that little flipper.
Tim Gallion.
Yes.
So
have at it, guys. I'll be right back.
can we talk about first, they need to stop naming these things after gun calibers. So the 22 and now the 223.
That's horrible.
That's so stupid. What do you guys think about the design?
I hate it.
G?
Dude, I don't even remember what I said it reminded me of, but the
Looks
blade
like
handle to me
skull,
just
whatever it is.
don't flow.
No. So I think what he was going for here is it's supposed to remind you of an old USMC K-bar from World War II. And I can kind of see that. It's got the clip point going on. It's got this brown G10 that wraps all the way around the top. That's supposed to like mimic that stacked leather handle. I can kind of see what he was going for, but I don't know what the point of this giant hole in the blade was. I don't know what the point of these little holes in the blade was.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, it's just stupid.
Looks like a SOG or something. SOG, I mean.
Yeah, it does.
What also kind of confuses me is how the cutting edge tucks so far underneath that hard slant on the handle, where the bolster is in the front. I just don't get that.
It's weird. Atomic Edge just said you'll have to take it apart to sharpen it most likely if you have a guided system, maybe even freehand.
Yeah, there's even if you tape that handle, I don't know how you're getting all the way back on that edge like that.
And it's stupid too, because look here that they even cut out a part of the frame to show those stupid holes.
Yeah.
Like that was a main focal point of this blade was the stupid holes. I just don't know if they would have left this giant hole alone and just made it a fuller like the old K-bar. I think that would help a little bit. I know it would have been really cool if they actually wrapped leather around this, but I know they wouldn't. I don't know. It just looks really stupid.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's
especially when it's closed. Nothing flows together well.
No, it just looks off. Too many things about it look off to me.
Nope.
I'm back. Hold on. Wait for me for the fun.
Oh, we are.
So, this is supposed to be based on either like a bayonet or like a World War II like fighting knife.
Yeah, the USMC K-bar.
Okay, it does not. Can you put in a K-bar real quick just to
I can kind of see the inspiration.
No. Put a K-bar in there, because I have a K-bar. I could tell you right now. Nowhere in hell does it look like a K-bar.
Nope.
It's not wrapping around. It's not leather stacked. The G10 handle isn't all like that brown G10. It's a fail. It's a big fail. The fuller's open. It's not supposed to be open. It's just supposed to be a fuller.
I just said that, yeah.
I mean, come on, you know? And then look at that jimping on top. Like, what in the world? It's BJ's favorite, right, BJ? Is that the kind of jimping you like?
Hideous.
So that knife is a complete failure.
That doesn't look like jimping to me. It looks like a cheese grater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna use to like get all the calluses off my feet. Like,
oh god.
so ZT strikes again. Look at the MSRP. So this thing's probably be $280. I mean, come on. Like, for what? The knife is ugly. Like, so this goes back to my original point from an episode or two ago where I said I think ZT's running out of designers to work with.
But Alex, they also improved on something that you nitpicked on. It's a new model.
Okay, it's a model. It's the only designer that's worked with them all year. It's the
Yep.
same guy, and I guarantee, and I hope, because I know the guy who designed it is actually like supposedly a pretty decent knife designer. I hope that they just botched his design because it's terrible.
And what I said when you walked away, Alex, is that they need to stop naming these knives, especially the Galleon knives,
Oh,
after calibers 22 and now 223. Come on.
I know. Well, that I don't mind as long as the knife is executed well. Let's go to other pictures of it, Tom.
They're aiming at the gun shop guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I'm a veteran. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I know a lot of guys that would.
Dude, so it almost looks like a subframe lock design, though. Is that what I'm seeing?
It's almost like a bolster lock almost.
Is that a subframe lock, or is that?
What do they call it a subframe lock? No. It's just a frame lock, but that G10 runs over the outside of it. So what do you think about the stupid holes here, Alex?
Is that a rape whistle?
There's speed holes.
It's a ballistic blade. If you put it in, you can snap it off.
So that BJ hit it right there. Like, that's where I was. Why would you want to do that to make? And I thought maybe I was just drinking too much, but those holes are definitely there. And I don't know why they're there. It's a knife.
I told Gerald, I'm like, look at where they cut out the frame here so you can see the holes. Like, that was the focal point of this knife.
So basically, they hit it with the 223 and like shot the blade.
What it looks like is they shot it with a shotgun, and any holes that popped up was it.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know what the idea was. And you got the biggest knife show of the year, and this is what you're going to bring as your new release? Like, this is terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Go back to the closed. Maybe it looks better closed.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It looks terrible. Look
They're
at that.
trying to satisfy them operators with that one, I think.
No, I'm not even gonna say operator for this one.
So, did you guys see all of their social media responses too?
I
They're not pretty.
didn't even bother reading it.
They were getting kind of pissy with customers and snapping at them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was bad.
good. You know, like, it hurts to hear the truth, but your knife is shit. This is shit.
You guys continue to discuss it. I'm going to see if I can pull up any of them.
I mean, that knife is pure shit. It is not pretty. It is not functional. It's got black all over it. It's going to scratch like crazy when you try to use it. It doesn't look like it's built for hard use. It's just, it's shit.
I
Dude,
think
not to mention their heat treats are not really good.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Listen, here's one. You're not HK. Stop trying to be like HK's social media girl. You're not good enough to be able to get away with these ridiculous responses. Social media backfired at its finest. They said, don't try and tell us how to live our lives. Hang on, there's more. They were really bad.
So they're getting ripped.
Yeah,
Look,
there were some.
laughing my fucking ass off. Dude, oh my god. The brutality.
And the fist bump when someone said it looked good.
That guy was just sucking dick.
Uh,
Got a theory. Knife guys will hate it. Gun guys will love it.
and ZT says, whether accurate or not, this guy understands customer segments. Jesus Christ.
So you're aiming at the gun community, but not the knife guys, which is, it's a knife.
Pretty much.
How much was it?
You know what? That's
$375 MSRP.
So
Tell
that's
me a gun guy, a true gun guy who isn't really into knives as much as he is in guns, is going to spend $375 on an ugly ass fucking knife like that.
so you know what? I know gun guys. Gun guys don't even spend $100 on knives.
No.
They-
Nope.
They're not those kind of people. They're like $300. I could buy a set of sights. I could buy a set.
Yeah.
You know, I could buy a whole bunch of shit for I could buy a gun for $375.
Someone
Right
says,
here, guys carry right here.
first we got season 8 of Game of Thrones and now this. ZT goes, both are better than A World Without either.
Dude, guys, ZT, what are you doing? So you
Just
used
give
to
up.
be like so on top of your game like 2-3 years ago. What the fuck happened? What the
They
fuck
stripped the
happened?
poop.
And they're so easy to snap and fucking jump on the let's throw Benchmade under the bus when freaking they're destroying guns.
Here's a good
And
one.
then they make this shit and they get fucking called out and then they're not even good sports about it.
Here's a good one. Someone said, it's an interesting design. I don't like it, but that's because I think it's over-designed. The holes really don't need to be there, and that's obviously what most people are up in arms about. One of the key attractions to the original was that it was strong and simple. I guess we'll see if this is continued come next year.
So that guy was nice.
Yeah,
That-
ZT goes,
Nice.
there's a lot of things that didn't need to be that we've done, but we did them anyways. That's what we do. He goes, sure, but listening to criticism isn't a bad thing. They just look off. I actually really like the knife minus the holes. They just don't belong. They go, if the world operated based on social media comments, we would be in a world of trouble. Wait.
What?
Listen,
Idiots, dude.
yeah, whoever's running this page deserves to be fired.
Oh,
They
yeah.
handle this awful.
I'm not gonna blame ZT for these awful comments and snappy comments, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame the guy whoever the ZT page guy is. That guy needs to be fucking fired or moved to the shipping department.
Yeah. Seriously.
Because you don't, even if like people criticize you, you don't talk to your customers that way. Because these people who are commenting are at least taking the time and looking at your fucking picture of your bullshit knife.
Yep.
And this is the way you're gonna respond to them. Like, come on, guys. You guys have to be the bigger. You guys have to have wear the bigger pants.
They're
And-
telling me that they're not specifically aiming at the gun market by throwing 223 shells in the background of this picture.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. God.
Oh, there was one in there was one in here about Wendy's too. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
They ripped Wendy's. It was bad. Something about how if I wanted a nice knife, I'd go to a certain company. If I wanted a shitty knife, I'd go to like another company. Like just like if I wanted a good burger, I wouldn't go to Wendy's. That kind of thing. They said, "Good thing we're not Wendy's. We make high quality things."
Oh,
Something like that.
I'll tell you what. I'll spend my money at Wendy's right now, way before I'll spend my money at fucking ZT.
Hell yeah.
Damn, this
Get
is making me want to sell my 777.
See, Ezekiel says that 762. If that's 762, they totally missed the point of this picture.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They look like a couple different. I don't think they're all the same
caliber.
Caliber, no.
That doesn't matter. What matters is the atrocity that is the 223.
The atrocity is the fucking knife with
Yep.
all the fucking holes where it's gonna snap. Can we, dude? We should all pitch in and just let's buy one and give it to Steve to snap in half just for fun.
That
I was
sounds like a
thinking
good
the
idea.
same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
I want to see Steve just take a hammer to it. Don't even fucking torture test it. Just fucking hammer it into pieces because it's fucking ugly.
Well, and the cool thing is, you just get a hold of ZT and they'll throw a new blade on it for you for like 30, 40 bucks.
Oh, sweet. Nah, I want him to demolish the whole thing. I want him to drive his car over it. I mean, that's what this knife deserves.
Definitely. Oh well.
Especially with that kind of social media response. Yeah, not cool, ZT.
All right, what do we got next?
So next, let's see. We talked about Will Moon. We talked about Chris Reeves. We talked about Koenig. We talked about ZT dropping the ball on their World War II combat fighter. Oh, so the next one is Sal Glessner has showed a sneak peek of an M4 Dodo.
They did. I don't think I'll be able to find that. It's on a Blade HQ video. I'll see if Blade HQ maybe has it. But what do you guys think of that one? A Dodo in
So
Jade and M4.
So the blade shape is useless to me. I mean, I got somebody told me that they think it's very useful of a blade. Like they use it and it works really well. I don't know for other than picking your nose why you would want a hook like that.
Dude, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in with the Benchmade bailout. It totally does not make sense in M4, that particular knife. It just,
It would be fine in VG10.
yeah. I mean, it's a tiny knife with a weird blade shape. I mean,
Tom, just pull up a Dodo.
I'm just not getting it.
Just pull up a Spyderco Dodo.
Okay.
We'll fill in the differences, which is all aesthetics really. It's going to be a polished blade with some natural green G10 scales. But yeah, so go ahead, Gerald.
I just, the whole thing doesn't make sense to me. Like you said, it's not something that needs M4 on it.
It does not. It does not. I'm not a fan of the knife anyways, although I do like how, so as ugly and useless as it is for me, I do like the fact that they put a full handle knife on a small blade. Like, I don't know why I like that, but I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't like the hook on the blade. Like, if that was just a straight Wharncliffe, that would be more appealing to me.
That was Eric's thing. He was explaining in the Blade HQ video how they liked the Cricket, like when he was a kid, and this was one of the first designs that he wanted to make a full-handled knife, but with a smaller blade like this.
Okay.
I know that there's collectors out there and people that have used the Dodo who are huge fans of it and really like using it. But for me, if I'm using, like they say, it's like good at like opening packages and opening boxes and that kind of stuff, and I can totally see that.
Oh, I said Sal Glessner, huh? I meant Eric Glessner.
At the same time, though, why would I want to be opening packages and boxes with this that's going to dull that knife extremely fast and I have to sharpen that stupid blade shape?
Not if it's an M4, bro.
It's still M4.
So it's going to have natural G10 scales, polished blade, and that is coming to your local Blade HQ in Utah. And that's going to be the sprint run that was shown and unveiled at Blade Show. So I saw a couple people on Facebook talking about the knife. Some people are kind of excited about it. I think this thing's going to be expensive, and I have no idea why it was made. But that's just my 2 cents.
What's up next?
So Eric Glessner gets the most innovative knife award of the year. Most innovative American knife of the year, based on the Para 3.
The Para 3 lightweight.
The Para 3 lightweight, guys.
How in the hell does a Para 3 lightweight win most innovative?
So you have like a knife like we just saw. And I know this is saying American innovative knife, but you have a knife just like I saw, like the Jack 2, right? With all that complexity in it.
Mm-hmm.
You have knives. Let's try to think of an American maker. I mean, the only way I could think of it is if his only competition was the ZT.
Well, hang on, Alex. If you're saying that adding lightweight handles to a Para 3 is innovative, why didn't Chris Reeve win for redesigning their inlays?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that too.
They completely redesigned the knife.
Yes, they
Yep.
did, because it's got not only aesthetic remodeling, but it's also got mechanical redesign to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think most knife guys out there would have been more happy with a Sebenza 31 getting that kind of award than a Para lightweight. Can you imagine if Steve was here right now?
Paul said they changed the clip. That's why they won.
Oh shit! You got it right on the money, Paul. That fucking that what do you call it? The wire clip. That's innovation.
It's a great clip, but
It is a great clip, actually. And you know what? I like the knife. I think it is a really cool idea for a knife, having a lightweight Para 3. But I think the knife should have been that way in the first place. So I think he just fixed something that should have been fixed in the first place. Considering that I've had a couple friends have so many QC issues with them, I don't know. I'm not sure that would have been my pick. But yeah, like I said, Steve would have a fucking field day right now with that. So next topic, a new knife release from HEA
okay.
called the Flame.
The what?
The Flame.
Flame?
The Flame.
Huh, I don't think that's it.
I don't think so either. You have to put HEA design. Yeah. Go to Instagram. So I actually think this is really, really cool.
Whoa.
Really, really cool.
Hell yeah.
So I know it's not going to be up everybody's alley and it's not going to be everybody's flavor. And again, like I said in the past, I think Sam is the most class act individual. So when he does something good, I'm going to promote him each and every time. And I think he nailed it. Like, I actually am tempted to buy a knife like this. This is really cool. It's got pretty much... Look at that. It's very unique. It's very slim. And I know it's not going to appeal to everybody, but I think it was what it was designed for. Will I buy one? I don't know. But I think he deserves some props.
Wow.
Look at that milling.
Is it an integral?
It is.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So he had 99 of these at Blade Show to sell. And they are going to produce these. I don't know if they're going to mass produce these, but I know he said there will be some for sale at Blade. So good job, Sam. That's a really attractive knife.
It's going to be not a user because it's going to be a pain to sharpen, but hey, it's cool.
It is cool. I mean, way to make something different. That,
Yeah.
Again, like he always does. Way to come out of the park with something different. that hasn't been done before. What do you guys think?
I 110% respect Sam. That's so cool.
Right?
I love how different it is.
It's very cool. Everybody hates resharpening and recurves.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's me right there. Again. Wow, Sam. Yeah, I like that. I think you did a phenomenal job. I like how you guys pull up Instagram and see me commenting on all these.
Did you have comments on there?
Yeah, that was. You didn't see it?
No, you always have comments on all. Yep, there you are.
Yeah, there I am. Yeah, you see, I do my research, guys. I think it's like a Wii, but better. A wee bit better.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, if you pull that out of the pocket, it's not scary to anybody. I think that would be a knife that would make a non-knife person, like, you could have a conversation about this thing.
Ezekiel wants to know what I think about the flipper tab. I think it looks fine.
I think it's great. He could have done it, like, more, like, smaller, I guess, right? But
Yeah.
then it would be not as easy to use and open. So
I'm not a huge fan of really like low profile flipper tabs to begin with. I don't mind. I like a flipper tab that's bigger and actually works as opposed to something that's smaller out of the way but doesn't work correctly.
Exactly. Like, you don't have to be like a knife guy to use this. Anybody will be able to deploy it. And name fits the knife. It's cool. So good job, Sam. I really like that. That's a cool flipper. All right, we
What's
got
next?
5 more topics, guys.
All right.
So CRKT. Let's Google CRKT Lion Steel home front. Yes, you heard me right.
Atomic Edge goes, who's got their mic down their pants?
Who, me?
I don't know. I can only see one of you at a time when I'm doing this. I don't know who's moving their phone around a whole bunch. I'll have to check. Was it on CRKT's Instagram?
Yeah. It's probably not on their site yet.
No.
So as you guys can see, if you guys are knife people, you should be on Instagram. That's really where the knife community is at. Is that it? Maybe that was it. I don't know. We don't want to see those ugly guys.
I mean that's the home front, but I don't know if that's.
It looks just like that, though.
That might be it, actually. So it is. Yeah, that is it. So it's the home celebrating 25 years work sharp party. Blah blah blah. Yeah, 25th anniversary home front. So this is it. So Lion Steel got together with CRKT again. Remember we talked about that a few episodes ago or 1 episode ago?
Yeah.
So now they made a home front out of titanium and M390.
Very nice. I like the box too.
Right? Look at that box. Leather and fancy and
Probably cardboard underneath the leather.
What do we know about Lion Steel, G?
I don't want to spoil it because I have a whole bunch of people sending me knives that were already Rockwell tested, and I'm going to be cutting with them and then talking about it.
all right.
Ezekiel wants me to say that our knife Discord is better than Instagram for the knife news.
Oh yeah.
But Ezekiel, where do we get all of our info? Instagram.
Yeah, I get my info on Instagram, Blade HQ, Knife News.
We get it on Instagram and then we bring it over to the Discord.
Yes. But thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to take all the credit, everything. So I thought this was pretty cool. You know, I actually like the home front. I have one, and I would always love the version like this. And yes, I understand, BJ. Lion Steel M390 is not proven to be the best. But who knows? Maybe it gets better.
Maybe.
Doubt it.
Or
Yeah,
you may have better luck with that HCR 13 MOV one you already got.
Yeah, I agree.
uh, well, I don't think I'm gonna be buying one of these, so we'll never find out.
Come on, man. I want to know.
I'm not buying that shit. Maybe what I could do is I could put my 813 CR MOV blade on the titanium frame one. There you go.
Damn. You're talking. There
Now
you're
I'm
talking.
thinking.
Hell
Although
yeah.
it looks like a little bit of a different design, does it not? Like it looks like it's a slimmer blade.
Does.
When
Right.
I first seen the home front, I thought, damn, that's a good looking knife. But then I thought, damn, that is a CRKT.
And a lion steel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good looking design, man. I like it.
yeah. I actually like it, and the field strip technology was really cool. It's just, but I mean, in theory, this would be the way I would want a home front if I was to get one, in titanium with all these premium materials. Aside from the heat treat, obviously, like if the heat treat was done right, this would be a very, very, very cool knife.
I 100% agree with that. I would, if I knew the steel was right, I wouldn't care to have one of them.
I'm gonna be guessing that this is gonna be limited to like a couple hundred or something too.
I would have to assume so.
Yep. So, all right, moving right along, or does anybody else have anything else to say about that?
I think it's all spoken for.
All right, Olamic Cutlery. I love supporting these guys. Go to Olamic on Instagram. Do you guys get to go to Blade Show without going to Blade Show?
Dude, Olamic killed it.
Yeah, so they got 3 new reveals. So this is the perfect picture because it's got all 3 on there along with the 247. So on the far right is the 247, which they are already known for. On the second from the right, that one is called the Solist. I'm not sure I'm feeling that thumb stud inside a groove like that, but I really like the blade shape and everything.
They said it was repositionable.
Yeah, I figured they were doing that for that. But I don't know, man. Like, do you like that?
I don't.
Hinder already did it.
I kind of wish they would have been fixed. Like, fuck it, you're buying my knife. Plus, it's already got a flipper tab. If the thumb stud don't work, flip the fucker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the knife overall looks good. If you guys are looking at this picture, go to the first picture they have, Tom.
Because he's tired.
Holy shit. Is that the entropic finish? Yeah.
You get the entropic finish, and you can see how you can see a new blade profile on there too. So they do worn clip,
Oh,
and
the
you can,
backspacer.
yeah, dude, that's their nugget finish backspace.
Damn.
So the clip
Yeah,
is
I
not,
like that. That's nice.
that is nice, right? It's cool. The thumb studs come in different variations too. I was looking around. They do come in different variations. Like that one's got like the grip to it, like on like a gun, but
Yeah.
different like variety of thumb studs that they made. So they just released that. Going back to it, the third one from the right is the Rainmaker. As you can see, go back that picture, Tom, that you just flipped to by accident. So now, as you can see on the back side of the Rainmaker, it is now available in a frame lock, which they just debuted, but they officially released the frame lock version at Blade.
Nice.
So that's what it looks like. The clip is nice and straight. I mean,
Very clean.
yeah, and the knife flows really well. So I like what they did there. And then the final one, as you can see in this picture right here, is their new front flipper, which I am very, very sure I'm going to buy one of those.
Me too. As you
I
can
like
see,
that.
what model is that front flipper from Alex_Knifebox?
Oh, yeah. The whippersnapper.
So cool.
I love that. So, yeah. Damn, I'm commenting on all these, huh? So, when I originally talked to him, I was going to have him, remember I was telling you, Tom, I was going to have him build me a Rainmaker?
Uh-huh.
And he told me, I got some new stuff coming. So I waited. So now I see why, because I'm going to get me one of those front flippers. The
That's
whipper.
almost exactly what I want right there, that acid rain finish.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure it weighs nothing. It's got a custom pivot, and that front flipper looks very easy to use.
it does.
And you can still Spidey flick it too. So that will probably be the next Olamic I buy.
And guess what? It's an Olamic that's not a flipper. I love it.
Yep, absolutely. So that is going to be a very, very compelling knife, especially with like a nice satin finish. Dude, that knife's going to rock. So very excited for that. So good job, Olamic. Eugene and Ilya are the main men there doing all the hard work. And the whippersnapper is actually designed by the same guy who designed the busker. So
I can see that.
yeah. So he's the same dude in Russia, sitting back, chilling. He's a Russian dude who lives in Russia who designed that. So he's not actually working for Olamic. He's just a pure knife designer, from what I understand.
Very cool.
So yeah, pretty exciting. Michael Zeba. Michael Zeba has debuted a new knife. And I didn't see it on his Instagram, but I wasn't looking. Might want to see if you can Google search it.
Okay.
The Zeba S9. And the way I found out about this knife is that somebody who knew I was a huge Zeba fan bought one at the show and tried to sell it to me. And he might not have any pictures of it yet.
I don't think so.
Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. So, lucky for you all, I think I'll be able to show it on the, let's see. All right. So here it is. Let's see.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty typical Zeba, but this one's a lot thinner than his usual knives. Let me see if I have his phone. So, I don't know if you guys like that.
Looks very plain, and I like that.
I do too. And here's another picture in the hand. As you can see, it's a pretty large knife. It's not small at all. So that is Michael Zeba's unveil, the new S9. Keep an eye out for it. It's going to be a little bit thinner, a little bit cleaner than most of his knives, but it's still going to rock that similar spear point design that he always does. So that was pretty cool. And looks like on this particular one where I'm reading right now, it is in 20 CV, which I haven't seen Mike actually do before.
Interesting.
And Mike has also unveiled a Terrazula collaboration.
Nice.
He's doing a Bob Terrazula, and that actually I think you'll see on Facebook. Look at that badass right in his heart.
Ooh. Oh, god damn it. Michael. I can't get past his ad.
Look at that S5 in San Mai.
I'm not sure it's up yet.
I saw it on Facebook.
I wonder if it's not on his.
Yeah, it's probably not on his. That's his Joker S7. There it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Bob Terrazula collaboration
Ooh.
with Michael Zeba.
That's
That is
cool.
crazy. I never would have thought those two guys would have gotten together, but they did. And I think there's only 8 of them being made. I'm trying to get my hands on one. See how that goes.
Good luck. That'll be a tough one.
They're all going to True North Knives.
Hmm.
I shouldn't say that on the podcast, should I?
It doesn't matter.
Well, they're all, everybody's going to buy them up, and then,
I don't think we have quite the listener base to pull that yet.
You're underplaying us, Tom. You're underplaying us.
I don't know. We're growing every week, man.
Yep. So I thought that was pretty cool. Bob Terrazula is like a amazing, legendary knife maker. So I was very happy to see that happen. And I saved Wii for last.
Of course you did. It's a Chinese knife maker.
Yep. So
What do you
I
got?
actually almost want to buy one of these. That's how good it is, Tom.
Ooh.
So it is the Wii Knives 912 Synergy.
Oh, I've already seen that.
So this is a re-release, I guess, of a knife that came out in 1999, designed by Jim Young. And when I saw this knife, I never knew about it, but when I saw this knife, I was so impressed with the way it looks. And I guess it's a integral 3.4-inch M3 hollow grind titanium frame with ceramic bearings. And this knife won Most Innovative American Design in '99. Yes, American design. It's Chinese produced, but American design. So they re-released this knife. Does that have an M-Tech clip on it?
Speed Tech.
Look at it.
Oh.
It's a Speed Tech.
That is horrible. That clip.
Well, it was an integral back in '99. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
They were ahead of their game.
So they were. Obviously, I like the Synergy 2 better.
Yeah.
But wow, man. Like, that is freaking impressive, right?
That is very impressive. And they made it a flipper. The original was a thumb stud opener.
Right.
But it was a thumb stud opener that doubled as blade stops, it looks like.
Yep.
Very cool.
But I got to tell you, Tom, this is the first time I saw a Wii that I'm like, wow, I love that.
Yeah, it looks very good, very clean.
That is not only a good-looking knife, it looks like it performs.
It looks very ergonomic.
3.4 is a beautiful spot for a blade.
Mm-hmm.
Looks ergonomic, like you said. It looks clean. No screws. That's beautiful, right? With the integral.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at the clip again. Dude, look at that.
Different.
I like the clip, man. Look at the relief cut on the lock bars.
See, that's cool.
I like it. It looks kind of like accordion-like, you know?
I like how the steel insert flows seamlessly into the tie.
Yep. I mean, that knife is really, really good looking. So that, surprisingly, again, another knife that Alex is not usually into. That really caught my eye. I was like, holy shit, I like that.
What kind of lockup does that red one have?
It was a button lock, it looked like.
It
That's
was
what I
a
was
button lock.
thinking, too.
Right there.
Yep, button lock for sure.
That's weird, too, to have a button lock integral.
And look at that blade. You could tell that fucking steel was shit.
Or they just didn't have the abrasives that we do now.
It could be, but I think I don't know. I think it was shit steel. That's probably
Yeah,
like
It
440.
was so cheap. I didn't even want to put a nice finish on it.
See, as you
Listen.
guys can see, I'm all over Instagram, but I have not left a post on this one.
Oh, by the way, Paul said that you must spend a lot of time on the shitter commenting on things.
You know what? Only this weekend. This weekend, because I wanted to be at Blade, and I wasn't. I had a couple friends there that flew out and went, and I got to watch them play with knives, and it was driving me insane.
Look, they even kept the lanyard hole pretty much true to the original.
Yep. I'm glad we didn't keep that floral pattern, floral whatever the fuck that is.
Looks like rose petals.
Yeah,
That's ugly as shit.
that's yeah, that's that. But that new one, that looks freaking awesome. Very, very nice. Even the flipper top is really nice and tucked away.
Yeah, I like it. They did good on that.
That's the best Wii knife I've ever seen. For me.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree.
Just for me, I think this is the best Wii knife I've ever seen. God, I'm tempted to buy one.
Do it.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe. I haven't seen what the pricing is going to be on that thing yet. Put it in the Google and let's see if it's. I think they're advertising it already. My guess.
What was it called?
The Synergy 2. My guess is between 300 and 350. Just because it's an integral.
$369.
Wow.
Oh, that's the carbon fiber inlay one though.
Oh, that's the inlay one.
Ooh, with the Tano blade too. Damn.
That's nice.
Here's the plain one. It looks like $337.
See, that's the one I would buy.
But you'd want the drop point.
I would want the drop point. There it is.
$337. Solid.
Yep.
I think that's fair for an integral.
I think that's very fair. What else does it say about specs?
3.5 inch blade, M390, 59 to 61, 0.13 blade thickness,
Trailing point blade.
0.58 handle thickness.
5 ounces.
Yep.
Is he still shaking?
My favorite. Made in China.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a better picture of that clip? I want to see what the clip looks like again.
That's pretty decent.
That's like a flame, right?
Yeah, they flamed it, and on the clip it looks like they left it like flat all the way, and then they dented it.
They spooned it.
Spoon.
There's another good one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to buy one of those. Damn it.
There you go, Alex.
There's a first for everything.
Very interesting.
That's a very, very compelling knife.
For sure.
I'm ashamed of myself right now.
Yeah, it's not a bad price for an integral with M390 titanium. The flame, the milling on it.
But you know what I like about it? So it's got a Wii brand name on it, and it doesn't resemble anything else that's on the market. Like, this is their own thing. That's what's compelling about it for me, you know? Other than the fact that I really like the way the knife is built and looks. This is a Wii knife that is like their own thing.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I would be interested in picking one up or at least handling one first.
Yeah. Let me see that inlay one again. I'm shopping real quick, okay?
All right. For another $30, you could have a shred carbon fiber inlay.
I don't know if I like it as much, though.
Really?
I think.
Ooh, I like that on the lock side. That looks cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That is kind of cool on the lock side.
Although it looks like right here, can you see that crack?
What in the hell?
You see that? And then it looks like another one right here.
Oh, yeah. Manufacturer's defect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's a prototype pick, but
That's a dick pic, bro. Do you think that's a dick clip?
no, only Benchmade can make the dick clip.
What kind of clip is that, though? That kind of... Nah, I guess that doesn't... Well, if you go from where the clip ends
Yeah,
at your starting point, it kind of look like a dick.
this is what this has turned into, huh?
That's a loogie. That's a big loogie.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it looks like a raindrop or a loogie. Yeah,
It actually looks like a spoon. That's what it
kind
looks
of does. You could take it off your knife and scoop your soup with it.
like, a ladle.
Yeah.
Soup. A soup scoop.
What do you think,
Paul
Harold?
said Lance Armstrong clip. Get it? One ball.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, good one. Good one,
Yeah.
Paul.
That could be your YouTube channel now. If you could flip it open and say ball.
Oh, yeah.
Ball.
This is,
One ball.
Singular. Ball.
yeah, but then Steve would lose his momentum, you know?
I'm sure Steve would endorse it.
He would.
Yes. You think he's buying knives right now?
I think he's drunk right now.
I think he's drunk right now, too.
Either that or he's caught in Atlanta traffic.
I wonder if he's bought anything during Blade.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know.
did.
He did? What did he buy?
I
Just
I
tell me,
think-
Gerald.
think he bought 3.5-inch X18 Spanto, maybe, if I remember right.
6?
I'm disowning Steve.
Oh, I am going to talk so much shit because he's like, oh, only the Gen 4 because the Gen 6 has the lock bar insert and blah, 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 blah. Like,
Just- Disowning
And
Steve.
he had some small custom fixed blade in A2, and he had something else that he showed a couple pictures, a little video of, but I don't remember who made it.
Yep. Disowned. Never to be on the podcast again. I'm gonna leave him on the podcast, but I'm gonna mute his mic every episode so we don't hear him.
You're a freaking sellout. You tell us all this junk about Gen 6, and I hope you're listening to this podcast before next week when we get you on. Oh, the lock bar insert. I'd never buy a Gen 6. Well, if you bought one at the knife show, it's got to be a Gen 6.
Yep.
Well, look, he had a picture of it halfway open in front of a beer, and it was not his Gen 4 Fatty Warncliffe. It was a black, like Spanto XM18. It definitely was not his other knife.
Oh God damn it.
Oh, we're going to have fun with Steve next week.
I
Steve,
hope he has all the same issues you and I had, Alex.
yeah.
He'll be the next one putting out a Hinder video.
Hey, but he won't get in trouble for it.
Well, my XM18's running good now. It runs, like nice, but
Yeah.
it took a lot.
Like it should when it first came out of the box.
Exactly, and I spent $700 on a 3-inch knife.
Yep.
Yes,
Congratulations.
proud of that. I'm so proud of that.
Congratulations.
The best purchase I've ever made in my life.
I'm not afraid to say it was the worst purchase I've ever made in my life. That was a quick way to lose $100.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, it was a bad purchase on my part, and that was my first experience with Rick Hinderer. I mean, I should have waited for that Bowie song. I don't know.
You'll regret that one too if you buy it.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. So yeah, but that's pretty much all my knife news. I think we had a lot of fun talking about that stuff. How far into it are we?
About 2 hours and 53 minutes.
All right, we got 7 more minutes, boys.
Ezekiel wants to know when we're getting Shabazz on the podcast.
I haven't even talked to Shabazz about that. I could ask him.
I know, like, him and Steve are decent friends.
I chat with them once in a blue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's cool. He's a nice guy. Like, once in a while, I ask him, like, hey, dude, like, when I'm really tight on a knife, on, like, whether I should get it or not, and it's, like, a lower end, like, regular production thing, I'll talk to him about it. Like, hey, if you've played with this knife, what are your real thoughts on it? And honestly, like his reviews are his reviews, but when you talk to him aside, like he's pretty subjective. I'm sorry, he's pretty objective when you talk to him aside about knives.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit of a different side of things is when you get like his reviews. Not that his reviews aren't like what he feels about knives, but
He just doesn't want to trash a maker like me and Steve do.
exactly. And like if you ask him real specific questions, like he's good about trying to like fill you in. So I like that.
I think it'd be cool. I don't know if any of you guys listen to Gear Geeks Live. I think it'd be cool to get him and Tony from Everyday Commentary on at the same time. It'd be like a mix of our two podcasts.
You could do that.
It'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know neither one of those guys. So you
I've
guys-
listened to Tony a few times. He's cool.
yeah, I'd like Nero knives.
That'd be a cool one too.
I know Steve can get them.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So Nero knives would be a good one. I still want Banter 247.
I know. We need him to come back. He's so well articulated. He's a complete opposite of everybody that we've ever had on the podcast. It's great.
Exactly. And just so if you guys want to know what we have coming up, so I do have Eugene Kwan that said that he would come on to the podcast with us. He's a pretty awesome dude, and I'm sure you guys all know who he is.
Yeah, from Knife Life podcast.
Yeah, no, he's Knife Life. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. Him, Frank.
Yep.
Who else is there? And there's two other guys I'm not really too familiar with.
Mike from Blooming Blades.
Yep.
And Charlie.
Yeah.
And then, so we're gonna have Eugene Kwan on the list, Levon from Knife Nuts podcast, Jim Skeleton is a possibility. I got a few. So I didn't really ask for anybody to join in this time around because it's Blade, so everybody is kind of out and doing their own thing. And they're probably all recovering, but within a few weeks, I'll reach out. Oh, and the Advanced Knife Bro. Advanced Knife Bro said he'd come on and chat with us. And Mark's actually my favorite YouTuber. No offense, guys. I love you guys too. But
I'm going to mute you, Alex.
I've been watching Advanced Knife Bro for so many years that I'm a big fan because of his filmography and the way his dialogue goes.
No, Alex. Gerald has to be your favorite knife YouTuber.
Gerald is great, actually.
That has to. Yeah, he has to be.
Dude, come on, I'm not even my favorite.
You guys are all my favorites in their own way, but when it goes, so like if I want to go like for like sharpening stuff, I'm gonna like look at one of you guys. Like I'm gonna watch one of your videos. If I want entertainment, I'm going to Advanced Knife Bro.
Yes. The slow-mo, kung fu, cold steel stuff, dude, I love it.
Oh
My favorite is Michael Christie.
Michael Christie. You guys talk about Michael Christie. I've never even watched one of Michael Christie's videos.
You need to. It's an experience.
I don't even know if I want to experience it. You got me bored last time when you were telling me he strops on like 40 or 50 different strops.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to watch somebody do that.
I went from 9 micron to 8 micron to 7 micron to 6 micron to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, down to half, down to a quarter, down to a quarter of a quarter, and it whittled hair.
And it whittled hair.
No shit.
Now watching BJ beat the shit out of his knife. Now that is fun. That is fun to watch. That I enjoy. I seen him slamming on freaking like zip tie after zip tie, and cutting tire and shit. Like this is kind of fun.
It's fun to do that shit.
It is. It is.
Oh, I can't wait for my toughness test, bro.
Oh yes. You're gonna try to snap your freaking Maximate?
Oh, I'm not gonna try and snap it. I'm gonna try and like take some big old chunks out of the edge, though. That's in the plans.
All right. What are you gonna be whacking?
So I have cardboard that has big old staples in it that I'm gonna roll through the cardboard and smoke staples. I feel like that I'm gonna do that one first because I feel like that's what most people run into on a day-to-day basis. They don't try and do the crazy shit. Then we're gonna try and carve brass rods. I feel like that's gonna pop some steel off.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and carve a glass bottle with it because I think Steve actually got his to carve glass a little bit, and technically Maximet's a steel made to cut other steels, so it should be able to cut glass.
So
I'm
so-
interested.
you still haven't compelled me to the point where BJ just took a fucking hammer and just slammed his fucking Maximate into, like, what was that shit that you were hammering into?
It's an old railroad tile or tie, whatever it is. The ties, yeah, railroad tie.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna do what BJ did because BJ already proved a point. His is at 69 Rockwell, and I don't think something like I don't know. I don't think it's worth it to do it again.
I think it's worth it to do it again.
I don't want to blow up my little native.
Oh, man.
Look, if your native was a little bigger, you chop on some oak like I did with that S110 VPM too.
Hey, I can still do that.
You know, I mean, look, it definitely took some damage, but I mean, the way some people talk about that stuff, like it's just going to explode, and that's just absolutely. I mean,
It's
Stupid.
glass.
it's steel after all. It's not like you're chopping glass on wood or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I love that. The BJ's just slamming on there with a hammer.
If your handle on your native ain't long enough, tape it to a damn broomstick.
Like you did
There
with
you-
your Mannix the other day.
It works, damn it.
God damn.
That's good, man.
So you guys, Gerald and BJ weren't here earlier, but I was telling Alex earlier, BJ, how we did that test after I read Triple B's thing and just how crazy our results were.
Oh,
we
yeah.
haven't spoiled it yet, G, but we so basically when I tested the edge retention last time, I finished on that 1200 grit ceramic, and Triple B said on one of his posts how I was proud that you can actually lose performance using that even as a finishing stone. So I went back and just resharpened 200 and 600 grit diamond, and then strop 16 and 4 micron CBN.
You can do it the Michael Christie way.
Fuck no. BJ got to it before I did, so he had his result. I did mine, and our results were like 3% different. And let's just say we went up a little bit in edge retention from the first time.
A little bit.
Yeah. Now I only finished my Maximate to 600 and strop on 6 and then 3.
It's a completely different edge. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a saw
yeah.
blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a laser saw blade. That's what
It's
it's like.
crazy. And
It just wants to cut, like laying there. You can like open it up and lay it down, and it like wants to jump up and cut shit.
Oh yeah.
I got that picture up on my Instagram now of just the pile of cardboard. I still haven't cleaned it up. I didn't want to clean it up. I just looked at that. I'm like, nope, fuck that. It's just gonna stay for a little while. But
Oh,
it
how you
was
put-
a lot.
I like how you put the hat for reference.
Well, I had to give a size reference because just a picture of my floor doesn't really do anything, you know.
If you wouldn't have put the hat there, I wouldn't have realized that. So that
Dude,
was
it's
good
nuts.
reference. That worked.
I was running out of room to cut shit.
Dude, are your parents worried about you, Tom?
I live alone with my girlfriend, man. So it's all fine. This is
Oh.
this one room's my little man cave. So
Oh, you're out on your own. I'm
dude,
so
I've
out of
I've
my
been out of my.
hand.
I'm 22, Alex. I'm not like I'm 14.
I know.
I might look. Hey, I look like it,
Oh,
but I'm not 14.
Parents. I know a 27-year-old that still lives with his parents.
That's
I remember-
I
He's
know
texting
someone
me
much older than that.
to play Call of Duty.
Yep. Hey, that's about the same. Ezekiel said Maximum is harder than a high schooler at prom.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yep.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to buy me another Maximate knife.
You need it.
Yeah, and give it a shot. Give it a shot.
I think I'm gonna have to get a native though, because
Yep.
I already have what do you call it? What's the other model comes in?
Mannix.
Pair
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I already have a Mannix in S110. I have a Para 3 in Crewwear. So it's like I don't have any natives though. I always was interested. I was gonna buy the one that I was interested in was the one with the fluted carbon fiber in S90.
Dude, I want to buy that and transplant this Maximate blade into it.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Hell yeah.
Or I was actually thinking about buying the other one and just getting rid of my S110 blade and putting a Maximate blade on it.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah, but just $100 and whatever freaking dollars just to do a blade swap is kind of stupid.
Sell the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, but who's gonna buy a blade swapped S110?
Yeah.
You be surprised, man. There are people want to pay for. You ain't gonna get like top dollar at it, but at least you can recoup some of it.
Yeah.
So I got somebody in the chat right now saying that Maximate's hard, but it sucks at everything. Hit a staple, bye steel, drop it. It's ceramic almost. You want to tell them a little bit about that, BJ?
That's bullshit. That's bullshit, man. I've done so much crazy shit with Maximate and not had. What you got to do is the first thing you need to do when you get there is put about 4 sharpenings on that fucking knife and get past that burnt fucking steel, and that thing will hold an edge. And it takes a lot more than a staple and a piece of cardboard to chip that edge.
Yep.
The only thing I've gotten chips from so far is a brass rod, and I was slapping the shit out of that brass rod with that knife. I've drove it into railroad ties.
Sent me a video of that.
Shit. I've cut 100-pound zip ties, like
Higher.
thousands of them, and it ain't done shit to it. I'm telling you, that's the toughest steel, or not the toughest, but it's gonna take a whole lot more than a staple and a cardboard.
I've chipped mine twice now. And the one time I was digging a piece of plat or a piece of styrofoam out of a metal pipe, and I slipped off the styrofoam and hit the edge of the metal pipe. I mean, it was to be expected. It was a piece of steel. And then I tried to pry out a battery out of a pair of calipers with it. And who would have thought that 67 plus HRC steel doesn't take lateral stress well?
It definitely has its limitations. But here's what's killed Maximate is people talking about it without really giving it a chance. You get those factory edges don't hold up that great. Put 2 or 3 sharpenings on it, and you ain't gonna have that much trouble out of it.
I think the problem is too that a lot of these guys have heard from other YouTubers who had it initially and had issues sharpening it, like the Apostle P and Michael Elmer, whatever, however the hell you say his name, and they take that for fact nowadays. When between you, me, Steve, Gerald's got experience with it, we all know it's not glass.
It's far from it.
This is the single most incredible steel I've ever used. It's just completely unique.
If you think
in every way,
glass, if you guys think it's glass, just go watch BJ's video of him slamming it with a hammer.
Well, it's in one of my Maximate Experience videos. I put his videos in mine.
Yeah.
That video of me slapping that with that ball peen hammer, I was arguing with a guy through Messenger. He said, if you take that Maximate and slap it on your kitchen table real hard, it'll shatter. So I already know I take it out back and I beat the fuck out of it on a railroad tie, and I take a ball peen hammer and drive the motherfucker down in there 2 or 3 times. And here's your sign, dude. It ain't gonna shatter.
Nope. And that's at 69. That might literally be the hardest production knife out there right now.
69 HRC, guys. You want to talk about edge retention? When you get up around that number, you got some good edge retention.
You're telling me. He goes, okay, BJ has a point.
I mean, and I'm not just talking. I've showed it. I've proved it. It's not bullshit.
It's incredible. I don't know, man. It's man, I don't know. I just don't have words for it anymore. As many times as I've said the same shit over and over, there's nothing new to say. It's just
it's crazy, man.
If you want a definition of super steel, this is it.
That's it. The rest of them are fucking just imposters, man. Maximate is the super steel.
I can use S35 VN and other steels right now. I'm like, God, this shit fucking sucks.
I know. I know it sucks. You don't want to really carry anything else.
I cut like 200. Yeah, I cut like 200 feet of cardboard with my Incosi the other day. I'm like, Oh, it's dull. This is stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
God. Oh, well, I think we've rambled on enough about Maximate. We do the same thing about every episode.
Yes, we are poster children for Maximate.
Listen, we're gonna change it. We're gonna change everybody's opinion on this shit. Get it while you can.
Yes.
Because I swear to God, if it was a custom maker like Triple B who's still doing stuff out of this is expensive stuff if you're getting it from a custom maker. You know, $400+ for just a fixed blade, let alone a folder.
Yep.
Get you some out while you can.
I think I'm gonna buy a backup, maybe 2.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yep.
I got two Manixes, and I still want more.
All right. What do you think? Time to call it an episode after 3 hours and 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gerald's like, I've been trying to go to bed for the past hour.
Is that your wife, Gerald?
Yeah.
Tell her
Yep.
we love her. Thank you for let us borrow Gerald for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Brian goes, I just got back. Sorry, Brian. It's been 3 hours.
Yeah, you're going to have to listen to it on podcast, buddy.
Podcaster, it'll be up on YouTube here soon.
Yes.
All right, guys. So the chat was a lot of fun this time. Thank you, my dudes from the Reddit Discord, popping in here for this one. This was a good one.
Yes.
And everybody else, like normal, popping in. It was a really good one. We had like 10 to 15 viewers at pretty much all times, which is awesome. So
That's pretty
anyhow,
good.
yeah, that's awesome for live. We're getting more and more every week. So it should be up Monday, 6:10, on all your podcast platforms, as well as probably Monday night on YouTube. So you guys can go check it out there. Anyhow, guys, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for listening to the podcast. We'll catch you guys next week.
I hope you guys had enjoyed a little bit of Blade Show. If you didn't go, just like me, I was
Yeah.
inside.
For sure. All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Later.